Chris Ello.
That's what Buster Polney considered.
And Matt Scraby.
Such an old guy thing to do. Like, I'm not going to deal with these automated balls and strikes.
Don't blame us for any side effects.
You thrilled our fans throughout the postseason with a great performance.
Gwynn and Chris are ready to go.
Do we have to? Honestly, do we have to? Is there no way we can get out of this, Scraby? Welcome into it, everybody. It's a Monday for sure. This one really does feel like a Monday. Gwynn and Chris getting underway here on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. We used to be the home of the first place Padres. Now we're the home of the second place Padres after what happened this weekend in Los Angeles. Tony Gwynn Jr. has returned home. Believe it or not, the Padres as a team decided to come back and continue the rest of the season. They are going to play the final 38 games. I think many of us figured they would just, call it a season, since I get the feeling that that's what a lot of fans have been doing the last 13 or so hours, Tony Gwynn Jr. It was, I don't want to sugarcoat it. The Padres played terrible for them. I mean, we've watched this all year, 124 games now. They were bad in every category compared to what we're used to. The pitching wasn't good. They didn't throw strikes. They swung at balls. They got themselves out. They made errors. They did not run the bases great. It was just a team-wide weekend collapse, and I don't want to sugarcoat that. And so I'm not going to sugarcoat that. They got to play a lot better. They know that. But having said all of that, Tony, we are going to play the last 38 games, and there's still a lot, there's a lot still ahead for this team this season.
Would have never have guessed that there were still 38 games left.
Yeah, right.
The game season was over yesterday.
Yeah, it seemed like it did. It ended. Yeah, with that last Manny strikeout was punctuated the whole season, and apparently Manny's never going to get another hit. By the way, according to his detractors, of which I didn't realize there were so many. But if you're a Manny detractor, you came out of the woodwork this weekend. I know that. So
I'm giving them, those people, like, no attention at all. They can have it. They can have that ridiculous statement. The Padres did not play well. I think that is where this really starts and ends. I mean, they didn't pitch well, they didn't hit well, they didn't run the bases well, and they didn't play defense well. They didn't do any of the things that we've watched them do pretty consistently all year long. The only thing that they hadn't been consistent at is the offense, and that had started to change since the deadline. And so they just picked the wrong series, I guess, to play some of their worst baseball as in a series combined. Like, it's hard to remember a series. We've had a lot of them at this point, so I'm sure there was one or two in there, but it's hard to remember a series in which they played as poorly in all facets as we saw them play in that series overall. Now, granted, the first game was pretty clean. There wasn't really any issues outside of a unbelievable play not being made, right? Otherwise,
that was it. Yeah.
Otherwise, it was pretty clean. But games 2 and 3 were nothing of that matter. I thought game 2 speaks for itself. The 6 walks from Dylan, the error. And then I think overall throughout the series offensively, you kind of hit on it. They chased. They weren't as good at the forced pitchers in the strike zone game as the Dodgers were.
No question about it. 100%, Tony. With that box up there now, you can really see what's going on as a viewer. And that, when those pitches were outside the zone, I'm telling you what, the Dodgers would not swing ever. And the Padres did a lot of that chasing. And you know what else yesterday? They took a lot of strikes, right? I think they had 4 guys strike out looking. It was just backwards all weekend. And I'm glad you brought up the play that wasn't made Friday night, because here's the thing to me. You and I are big on making plays. The hitting, the home runs, the batting averages, the ERAs, those things, especially with 2 good teams like this, they even out. I think. But what happens to decide a series like this are plays that are made and plays that aren't. And you give the Dodgers the credit for the ones they made, but let's start with the one that wasn't. Manny catches that on the bunt, and he dives in with a great attempt. They hold up with first and second. Ohtani flies out. Betts grounds out. Inning's over. That was a big part of the game. And what are you going to blame, man? You're going to blame anybody for this?
No.
He dove. He went for it. It hit the end of his glove. And the worst thing is it bounced way away so that the bases were loaded. But that was a big moment. Friday night, yeah. I thought it was the moment. I would have fully expected the other two games to play out in a, and that's probably the most disappointing part, right? Is that game one was lost on a play that, by all accounts, most third basemen aren't making. But if it is made, it changes the way the complexity of that game looks. I think the disappointing game is part in game 2 and 3. Don't feel like they were ever in position for it to be just a play or two being made before that game kind of got away. Now, especially Saturday's game, right? That one got away. Padres did a great job offensively battling back in that game. They got down 4 early and just chipped away, and they got even. And to me, that speaks to the resolve they have after losing a tough one and then getting beat down in game 2. You're down 4-0 in game 3, and you get back in it. And, again, we go back to taking advantage of mistakes in the zone. Oh, for sure.
Mookie Betts takes advantage of a mistake in the zone, and that's the difference in that ball game right there.
Oh, man, 2-0 pitch. I was so worried about it. I'm like, please, shoot for the outside corner here, and that thing leaked out right back in over the inner third. And,
that's one of the unsung, one of the unintended consequences of having such a deep bullpen is that Suarez had pitched 5 days since the last time he was on the mound, and it clearly looked like he hadn't pitched in 5 days in terms of command. Almost all of the pitches he threw in that inning missed their spot.
Right.
At least a couple of them missed their spot on the opposite side of where they wanted to actually go, and that ended up costing them in the homer there.
No question. We'll talk about the strategy of using Suarez because, of course, all the Monday morning quarterbacks feel like they made a big mistake there. I don't think Mike Schilt did one thing right, as a matter of fact, from what I read over the weekend. I do want to talk about and give the Dodgers some props here because we are going to forget this, but I'm not. They're the world champs, and they were put on notice by baseball, by the Padres, by themselves. They they really kind of let the Padres get back in this thing. Padres played good baseball, but the Dodgers played terrible for 3-4 weeks there. And all of a sudden, they fell a game behind. And so they were challenged. And I got to tell you something, they came up with it. Will Smith has only thrown out 25% of base runners this year. 25%, Tony. He got 4 of them this weekend, including 3 in a row, which I thought helped set the tone in the second game. And then the big play yesterday. You said there wasn't one big play. I'm going to differ with you on this. I thought there was one big play yesterday. And it was when Fermin hit the ball off the fence and Pages played the carom and turned around and threw a perfect strike and nailed him at second base.
You're right.
That was such a huge play because Fernando followed with a double. That would have made it 4-2, and I don't know how many runs the Padres might have got that inning. Give Pages credit. That's a double 99% of the time, but he made a play, and that was a big one.
Great
That's
point,
all on
man.
them, too, not on the Padres. Fermin ran hard out of the box. He did everything he could. He just got beat.
He hit the ball. He just wasn't blessed with speed, and my man Pages made a perfect throw. And it was all in one motion. First of all, he played it off the wall clean. He didn't get too close to the wall where a ball could ricochet. He was in perfect position, perfect throw. And again, you're right, Chris. I forgot about that play. The 4-0 felt so detrimental early that everything else after until the Padres tied it was just kind of like, in motion, basically. But the thing that that highlights is, again, those when two really good teams get together, it's about who can make the plays, who didn't make the plays. That was a play made by Pages.
It sure was. And so you tip their cap. You gotta tip your cap to Kershaw. I mean, you can say whatever you want. The Padres, they hammered Kershaw last year. They didn't hammer him on Friday night. Came up with a big game when they had to have it. Blake Snell came up with a big game when they had to have it. Glasnow also. Padres did not get to use what I consider to be, Tony, their best two pitchers, best two starters, Pivetta and Michael King. And the Michael King thing is because he's hurt. Pivetta, it wasn't his turn this weekend. He will face the Dodgers in San Diego. So there's that. But I don't want to make a bunch of excuses. I think a lot of people are saying, we're soft in the media here. We're going to let the Padres off the hook, and we're not going to make a big deal out of it. Make no mistake. This was an opportunity lost. The Padres could have won 2 out of 3. They could have kept the Dodgers down. We talked about it Friday, stepping on their throat a little bit and moving on. But they missed that opportunity. But to sit here and throw the whole season away, that would be irresponsible of us to do, and I'm sure it would be irresponsible of the Padres themselves to do that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, those who are feeling like, the world is in are the same people that put all their eggs in this one series happening this weekend. So you get what you get. I don't feel bad for them at all. I really don't. Like if you put all your eggs in this 3-game set and you walk around feeling poopy today, hey, you earned it. So, that's what it is. Padres will move on. They'll play these next 4 games against the Giants and have a chance to get 3 of those wins or 3 of those losses right back against this team here.
Yep, Dodgers will come back in. Scraby, we're not opening your microphone till the second segment. We give people a little break.
Probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing.
I'm
he's over there steaming for sure.
I'm very upset.
Yeah, you are, and you have a right to be on a few things. We're going to talk a lot. The fans, you guys are going to be in our crosshairs today. Because I think a lot of
some fans.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean, everything's
Scraby, you know what, dude? I would need you to bring your marbles, man, because you like to you don't try to be soft now, man. Like
I'm not maybe
some of them.
Well, yeah, because there are people that agree with us, and
we're not talking about them. We're not talking about
okay,
them.
fine.
We're not talking about them at all.
Fine. Then I will save my harangue, as Chris calls it, for next segment.
I walked in the studio today, and the first thing he said was, "I hate the fans." I mean, that's where you started, and that's where you will stay. So
you're like giving me, you're like setting me up to just go insane right now. But I'm gonna hold it.
That's why we're keeping your mic closed until segment number 2.
That's right. Keep the mic off. We'll get Scraby rolling here. We'll get everybody else rolling. We'll try to keep it, put it in as much perspective as we can for you. But it wasn't what we wanted. It wasn't what anybody envisioned. But it happened. The Dodgers, look, they are our daddies for now. But they're 8-2. I mean, you got to call it what it is. But hey, there's a long way to go, and we can't lose sight of that. Matt Snyder will be on the show today. We'll get his perspective on the big series as well, and get it rolling here. All the regular stuff. Tony's at the ballpark because there is a game tonight. The Giants are in town. We'll get you ready for that as well on Gwynn and Chris.
Anna?
store at Hillcrest Ace Hardwood on University Avenue in Hillcrest. The grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardwood on University's. Get the popular Weber Traveler portable gas grill for as low as $349. Perfect for the beach, tailgating, or anytime. The grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardwood, where service still matters. Gwynn Chris, 2:19 on the clock. I'm keeping the gates closed right now on Matthew Scraby, who is anxious to get out of the gates and give you his spiel. Couple things. Couple quick notes. Cortez Pavetta Cease will go Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, to be determined on Wednesday. But all of the arrow connectors, dot connectors are saying JP Sears missed the start. So possibly Mr. Sears on Wednesday. Remains to be seen. Morty Home continues to be really impressive, especially at the top of the lineup. 92 times this season he's faced the top of the lineup and has just really dominated that scenario. All right, Scrape, I've held you in the gate long enough, brother.
Well, I'm going to put him back in the gate.
What?
Oh, sorry. Not your turn yet.
Because I got to thank everybody for coming out to Islands on Friday. It was incredible. We opened the show. We had to talk about the Padres this weekend, but we had a great time. And Tony, you couldn't be there. You missed. It was just first they did a great job of setting us up out there. We're out on the patio, and I only wish there was more tables. I mean, I didn't think that would ever be a problem for one of our shows, but we couldn't get everybody jammed in there to see the show. There were a lot of people inside. We were remiss in not getting inside and really spending some time with the people that were there.
I had no idea there were people inside for us, Chris.
We really didn't know. We were out there talking with everybody outside, and people stayed the entire 4-hour show.
It was amazing.
And we gave away a bunch of prizes, and everybody had a bunch of French fries. I mean, people brought me enough fries. And Islands gave us burgers, and they gave us salads, and they took care of all the people out. Everybody ate everything and drank it. It was just a really good time. And, so we thank you to all of you for coming out and supporting us on Friday. It was a lot of fun, and I wish we could have given you all prizes.
Seriously.
That's the only negative. I know people that I did have one guy on the way out, and then I'll let you rant. I was just on the way out, and he came up to me and he goes, "Man, Matt, you guys got it together on this show." And I just
called you Matt.
He did, and I ignored him for a second.
What? He did?
Yeah, I ignored him for a second because I was like not in the stop and chat mood with this guy. And so I said, "Yeah, appreciate it, blah blah blah." And he goes, "Yeah, how is it to work with Ello up there?
Is this a real conversation?"
It really is. He thought I was you, and
Wow.
he thought you were me. And he had been standing there for pretty much the whole show.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of a comical
That's kind of funny.
It's like that caller that called into Ben and Woods and said he loves their show, but he didn't know who Woods was. There's a promo of that.
We also have to give the biggest shout out to our best listener and friend and fan out there, Tony, Padre fan, comes to games, came to the appearance, and was there the whole time. Esther 91 years old, and like totally into it, like not she was great. So
Caleb
Esther,
was out there the whole show.
Well, we
Caleb
could mention everybody's name, but
I'm only the ones I remember.
I'm only trying to remember names of people over 90, and Esther was there. So anyway, all right, now go Scraby. I thanked everybody. Now tear down the fan base.
I know I don't want to tear down the fan base, but all the people that I met at Islands are great. All the people that are fans of this team and disappointed today but are looking forward to the rest of the season are great. It's the people that come out from that little place under the bridge every time the Padres lose a big series, and they have to get in everybody's faces about it. If you're a Padres fan and you're complaining like this is the end of the season, get it together! I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of all the second guessing.
Is there any way you can give me another? Can you give me another get it together?
Get it together! When the team is winning, everything's fine. When the team is losing, all the things that they did while they were winning is not fine all of a sudden. And I don't understand it. And another thing, when you come at me in my DMs, make sure you know that I actually said something before you accuse me of it. You know how many people sit here, listen to the show, and then be like, when are these guys going to criticize the Padres? And then a few people in the chat are like, well, they opened the show saying that the team played terrible over the weekend. Well, I didn't hear that. Well, then listen! I'm so tired of it. I had it. I've had it, Chris and Tony. I've had it.
He said one thing that was actually solid to me. That he
well,
didn't,
just one?
Yeah, you said one thing that was solid that you didn't say in that rant, but I'm going to repeat it because it was good. And you're right on this, Grabe. You're either with this team or you're not, and that's it. Like if you're with the team, then you're upset, You're disappointed like the rest of us.
We're all disappointed.
And now you're ready to, bear down and see what we can do in the last 38 games about winning this division. And if you are against this team and this weekend was the last straw and you've had it, then go away.
Go.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
Go do something else. Go do something else. Let us watch the last 38 games. You've already assumed that it's over. And that's the whole point of this, Tony. It stunk what happened this weekend. No one liked it. But, you got to pick yourself up.
Here's another thing. You can't celebrate Manny Machado when he does things good, and then when he has a bad weekend, you bury him. Oh, where's Manny? He didn't show up this weekend. He's not clutch. How many games has that guy won for this team this year? Like, why are we always going to one series that makes or breaks Manny Machado and Padres fans' lore? Like, it's crazy to me. It's crazy. And you know what? I wasn't happy with Mike Schilt for bringing in Robert Suarez in the 8th inning instead of Mason Miller. But you know what? That's what Mike Schilt's been doing all year, is when he feels like the game is on the line, he's going to put his closer in there. And he was going to go with Mason Miller probably, or maybe some more Robert Suarez after that.
No, he was going to go Mason Miller in the 9th. He wanted him for that particular part of the lineup, and it didn't work out.
That's it. He had 2, 3, 4 coming up. You had Betts, you had Smith, you had Freeman. Mike Schilt thought Suarez was better for those 3 guys at that moment in time than Miller was. That's why he went with Suarez. And it didn't work, but his reasoning was fine. So people, look, there's a lot of criticism to go around, but I think what Scraby's yelling into the microphone
I'm yelling away from the microphone.
Is that a lot of the criticism needs to go with the reaction that we've seen since this series has ended. And here's another one that I'm tired of, Tony. I give me just a half a second to find this because it was a tweet that I received back. And I am a little bit over these particular tweets. I get a lot of them. I think we all get a lot of them in San Diego. And I tweeted last night something to the effect of, here's something that might make you feel better once the pain subsides. And what I meant by this is I understand that we all feel crappy after that series, but let's not forget 2 games back with 38 to play is something that we would have all signed up for at the beginning of the season. And here's the tweet, one of the tweets I got in reaction to it. That, my friends, is a classic tweet from a guy who's been covering San Diego sports for a long time, always trying to see the shiny side of the coin after getting our hearts broken for 50 years. Just tell it like it is. Team had nothing, no spirit, no fight, no heart. Okay, that's the tweet.
Same tired replies all the time.
My entire life, I have been in San Diego on the radio for 30 years, and I've lost them all, people. Lost them all. I was here for the post-game 06 loss to the Patriots. I was here in 98 for the World Series. I was even here in 84 for that one, and I've suffered every Aztec loss along the way, too. And anything else you want to maybe name, the Jets games, I've been at all of them, and I've hated all of them. And I told you that this weekend stunk just like the rest of them. But don't give me this, we're soft here in San Diego because I'm not coming out today and trashing the team.
If this was the playoffs, we would be having a different conversation.
This is so annoying that people think that we're like this, Tony. It bothers me. It really does. That people say, well, you guys are just apologists here.
And we don't hold anyone accountable. We're not a good station because we don't hold the players accountable. again, for the 1 millionth time, I don't even know what that looks like. Like, do you think Xander Bogaerts cares do you think he cares at all what we say on this show? No, he doesn't even know we're here. Maybe Tony, but Chris and I, he doesn't know we're here. Okay,
Tony's just taking this all in. He's smart.
Let's see what my blood pressure is right now.
This is the whole no fight, it's just lazy. You wouldn't even have enough time to come up with something original. You're just using the same recycled crap that we use all the time when you're upset that the Padres lost. They didn't show any heart. They didn't show any fight. They didn't.
They actually showed quite a bit of fight yesterday, 4-0.
I know.
They came back and tied the game.
Do you realize
that's why it makes
fight,
no
actually.
sense.
I hate to tell you. Yeah.
Who was dogging it down the line? Like who was like sulking after they punt? Like nobody was doing that. Like just stop.
Yeah. I don't get it. But this is my therapy today. So sorry.
Well,
everyone.
the reason I take these particular comments a little bit cranky wise, whatever the word is, I've been hearing it for a long time, and in a way, what it is saying is it's you guys in the media that are responsible for the Padres not playing well because you don't hold their feet to the fire, and that is just the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Dumb.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard. Because even if we didn't hold their feet to the fire, as you believe, we still had nothing to do with the results of the weekend.
You know what I learned in rehab? And then I will close my rant for this hour.
You're going to go with a rehab comment, huh? Okay.
Yes. What I learned in rehab was some people who are unhappy just are always going to be unhappy.
Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding,
was
ding,
one
ding.
of those unhappy people. I was able to find the happiness. Took me 6 years, but I found it. But some people just want to complain. And I sent a tweet yesterday, immediately regretted it after I looked at the DMs, and then I put the Twitter down and I said, no more. Can't do it.
Perfect time for us to roll into this next break.
Thank you, Tony.
Right off of Twitter. More Gwynn and Chris on the other side. Matt Snyder joins us next.
Gwynn.
Time. Grabe?
You have to tell people what you're doing.
Breathe deep.
Yes.
I thought he was telling you to bring the music down. That's what I thought he was telling you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, to be honest.
Scraby did a good job. It's fair. Fans, on the other side of it, and we're going to talk more about you fans as the show goes along. We still got a Padre Pen Pals. We got a Big Five, and we'll be kicking a lot of this around. The fans, for all of the criticism that I think many of you deserve today for like basically giving up the season way a little too early. The fact that you fans care so much about this team is one of the things that makes it great. So let's not forget about that side of it.
We don't have jobs.
Living and dying with every pitch is what it's all about. And this week, notice the way that saying goes, living and dying. The dying part was on display, unfortunately, much of the weekend. All right, Scraby, let's move ahead to the Giants coming in. As I said, Matt Snyder joins us in a moment, but the Padres are going to put a lineup out there. And I will say this, Tony, I want to get your thoughts. Once Scraby gives the lineup, you want to have a concern about this baseball team right now. Never mind the weekend. Take a look at who's not in the lineup tonight. Go ahead, Scrabe.
Fernando is leading off, playing right field. Luis Reyes playing first, batting second. Manny Machado DHing at third. Ramon Laureano cleaning up today in left field. Xander Bogaerts, shortstop, batting fifth. Jose Iglesias batting sixth. Third base. Freddie Fermin catching, batting seventh. Jake Cronenworth batting eighth. And Bryce Johnson filling in for Jackson Merrill batting ninth.
Jackson Merrill left the
Cortez.
game early yesterday.
Yes.
Tony Gwynn Jr., I don't know that you have an official injury update, but the fact that he's not in there tonight tells me that it's a little more significant. Hopefully it's just a 1 or 2 day thing.
Yeah, turned his ankle on Friday, getting out of the box on a ball that could have been a double, but he stumbled and rolled his ankle in the process. Played it through it on Saturday. But it was in worse shape Sunday, which is why he eventually came out of that game and is not in the lineup today. And so
it was a nasty twist on that ankle. They showed the replay a few times, and it did not look fun.
Right. No, it definitely just kind of got stuck. And so they're probably going to try to get him back to closer to 100% before they let him back on the field, because they saw how it went from bad to worse trying to play through it. Ankles are like that, man, and he's too dynamic of an athlete for him to be able to manage not irritating it in the way that he plays.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, the back of my mind, concern is, that it's lengthier than a few days. So let's just hope that's not the case. There's no announcement. I'm sure Mike Schilt will speak on it before the
However
game
long
tonight.
it takes, they should take the time to let it get.
Oh, no, I
to
agree,
where,
but I
where
don't
it
want it
needs
to take 10 days. Like, I don't want to see that he goes on the injured list or something. Yeah, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Can you guys, so we got questions of, I'm going to call Matt Snyder, but why is Ryan O'Hearn, in your opinion, not in the lineup tonight? That's the big thing today. Why did they trade for Ryan O'Hearn, but they're not using him every day?
Because they keep facing good left-handed starters. And Ryan O'Hearn is a masher of right-handed pitching. He is serviceable against left-handed pitching. And so they're going to get the extra right-handed bat in there with Iglesias. And don't tell me anybody, by the way, that Iglesias hasn't been one of the clutch guys all year long. So I don't know why I have any concern with him in there. O'Hearn has hit 81 home runs in his career. I looked it up today. 75 against righties, 6 against lefties.
Here's
he hit
what
one?
you need
yes,
to know.
But he's not the same dynamic threat.
Yeah, stop asking that question. Like, it's not a good question. Like, why is he not in?
Not a good
he's hitting.
question.
He's hitting.
I'll say I wonder too.
Hold up.
He's
hitting 232, and the thing that everybody keeps pointing to, he can hit the ball at the ballpark. Against lefties, he's slugging 339.
That's not great.
I just said
he's frozen.
I don't know. He's just letting that hole. He's making that statement and letting it sit there, which is what he should do. I just said he has 6 home runs against lefties. He's not a power threat against lefties. He will get some time against lefties before it's
He
all
will.
said and done. He had a double against the lefty yesterday to drive in a run. But this is you're asking, we're telling you the answer, and you're getting Tony upset.
All right, Matt Snyder's on the phone. He heard all of that. So.
We appreciate Matt Snyder, as always, from CBS Sports. Matt, welcome to
Matt.
Welcome to San Diego, where the baseball season apparently ended yesterday at about 4:00.
Yeah. So many fan bases have gone through that this season. It's amazing. Like, other than the Brewers, since the start of July, pretty much every contender has had a miserable stretch where all their fans are like, I don't even want to watch this team anymore. And I can tell you that in the case of the Cubs, that's happening to me right now. So, yes, many fan bases have gone through this.
Yeah, the Cubs, if you're just tuned in, lost again to the Brewers today in the first of a doubleheader, 7-0. Matt, what did you see this weekend, though, that stood out? Padres, Dodgers.
You hate to go here, but it seems like is there a mental block with the Padres and Dodgers, because the Padres were playing so much better heading in. The Dodgers have just gotten swept by the Angels, and then you show up and everything just gets flipped on its head. It's only 3 games though, and fluky stuff can happen in 3 games. But the offense kind of disappearing for 2.5 games or so, something like that. Definitely not ideal. Cease, there were definitely encouraging signs, and then he goes out and 6 walks. I mean, that's some of the stuff that it was like, okay, he might be fixed now, so we're not going to have to deal with that anymore. And then that rears its ugly head again. Up and down as you guys know, up and down the roster, just stuff that shouldn't be happening. Hopefully it doesn't in the playoffs. Hopefully it's not really a mental block against the Dodgers and it's more coincidence, and maybe the Dodgers just woke up and they're gonna go like gangbusters the rest of the year or something. But man, it has to be a bummer. And I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, but to climb back from an 8-game deficit, take the lead, and then play like that. So I definitely empathize and understand what the mood in San Diego today, 100%. The good news is they're going to have a good opportunity to bounce back here with 4 games against the Giants, who are just absolutely awful right now. And then you've got another shot at the Dodgers.
Yeah, they can turn right around, play the same 2 teams this week. Matt Snyder joins us, CBSSports.com. And, Matt, I think the first game kind of set the tone for that. It was probably the most clean game. But Clayton Kershaw, who has struggled against the Padres, especially the last couple of years, looked like his old self. I mean, how big of a boon is that for the Dodgers if he's going to pitch like that the rest of the way?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Look, there was for so long in the season we were talking about how banged up the Dodgers rotation is, but they're pretty healthy now. Like, Snell's back, Glasnow's back, Clayton Kershaw looks as good as he's looked in years. I mean, he doesn't throw near as hard as he used to, but he still has that know-how and the guile out there and can get the job done. So, Ohtani's starting to work up 4 innings, maybe 5. They're just getting healthier and healthier. Yamamoto still chugging along. So it looks like they're going to have a deep rotation down the stretch. And, they're going to be pretty darn good headed to the playoffs. But, yeah, he's one of those pitchers, like, it reminds me of post-prime Greg Maddux a little bit, where they're still getting outs and they're still putting these good outings together, and you're like, man, how? Yeah. It's just because they're that good. They know how to set guys up. They know how to pitch.
Matt Snyder, CBS Sports, is our guest in the wake of the Padres getting swept at the hands of the Dodgers. And if I would have asked you this on Friday afternoon, we would have been asking you about how close to the MVP balloting should Manny Machado be after the season he's had. But since it's Monday after the series, I'm supposed to ask you, why doesn't Manny Machado ever get a clutch hit? It's only changed 3 days, and he got booed crazy in L.A. Maybe you haven't. I know he played for the Dodgers. What happened? Why did they really let him have it? He chose the Padres. I mean, they
weird.
let him have it. Anyway,
It's weird how they're still holding on to. It was only a half season, and they were bad for the first. That was the year that they started like 16-26, and they ended up in the World Series. And then he signed with the Padres, but I don't believe the Dodgers were even involved in the bidding.
Yeah.
So it's really weird for a fan base that considers themselves big brother to your little brother, for a guy that they didn't even try to re-sign, for a guy that helped them get to a World Series when they were bad when he was acquired. It is unbelievably weird for me for them to continue to hold on like that. Like, that's a total little brother thing to do. I don't understand it. And I mean, I don't think he doesn't seem like the type that would get bothered by it. So I would say the struggles over the weekend were just a coincidence. So yeah, but yeah, it is that one really sticks out to me as truly bizarre. I just do not get why they would hate him so much and hold on to it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, for the record, Chris, they boo him like that every time he steps to the plate, and they've been doing it for years at this point. I think it's only magnified since he's had a couple big hits in the playoffs. So it is quite I think both fan base needs a little they need a little therapy to figure out.
It's taken on a life of its own at this point, and they might not even have anything to do with that he played for them. I mean, remember there was the thing last year where supposedly he threw the ball at Dave Roberts, even though he flipped the ball toward the side of the dugout, and so it seems like they will find ways to come up with why he's.
They should listen to their own manager, Dave Roberts, who said that he made the whole thing up basically to try and light a fire under his team.
Yeah.
So
no doubt about it. Matt Snyder joins us here, CBS Sports. And man, let's move around a little bit. You mentioned it a little bit earlier. The Brewers are setting the world on fire right now, the way they're playing baseball. The Cubs, who at one time were the hottest team in baseball, have all of a sudden hit a tough spot. Pete Armstrong, was it PCA? Yeah, PCA. Yeah, it has struggled a little bit in the second half. What's going on with the Cubs at this point? I saw Tucker get booed after not running a ball out yesterday. It just seems like this team is can't get out of their own way a little bit.
They can't hit right now. It's pretty simple. I mean, I could break it down in that before the All-Star break, they were top 3 in slugging percentage, home runs, and runs scored. Since the All-Star break, they're bottom 3 in all 3. They just stopped hitting, and it's the outfielders. Tucker has been as bad as he's been in his entire career since, I believe it was June 30th. Only 1 home run since then, since June 30th. There are some people trying to blame a finger injury, but he hurt the finger on June 1st, and his best month of the season was June. So he went a whole month before he fell apart. So I'm not buying that it's the finger injury. Seiya Suzuki has completely fallen apart since the All-Star break. Pete Crow Armstrong, yes, really bad since the All-Star break. Now, he was good over the weekend, so there's at least hope there. He squared a few balls up today. Tucker's still a bunch of ground outs, right side ground outs, weak ground outs today, and it looks like after the game today, Craig Counsell suggested he's going to get multiple days off to try to reset him. This is as bad as he's ever been, and one of the reasons the Cubs were so good early in the season is because they added Tucker to the mix, and Suzuki was hitting as good as he ever has. Pete Crow Armstrong emerged to an extent that most people didn't even think was possible, and those 3 guys have lost it, and it's pretty much everybody's followed suit except Matt Shaw. Shaw was so bad earlier in the year he had to get sent down, and now he's been great, but everybody else is in a slump. So, 6.5 game lead. Now they're down 9. That's tough to do.
9 games. Wow. That's happened fast.
They're only, and the thing is, since the 6.5 game lead, they're 25-26, which obviously is mediocre. It's not good at all. But heading into today, they were only a half game back of the second best record in the National League. What has happened has been the Brewers have gone absolutely ballistic. 29-5 since July 5th. 29-5.
Wow.
That's Tigers of 84. I think 35-5 they did. And I've never thought I'd see that again, but the Brewers are doing it. Okay. Before you go, tell me about this Brewers. Cause last week we talked and when the Padres were going to win the division and we were talking World Series, of course, we're not doing that anymore. But we were kicking around the fact that if the Padres in the playoffs, somebody asked them, you can have your choice. We're going to give you a new setup for the playoffs. You get your choice. Who do you want to play in the NLCS? Would it be the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Cubs, the Mets, or the Brewers? And I thought a lot of people might pick the Brewers, even though we've seen what they're doing. So how scared of them should we truly be? Because we know they're not going to keep this stretch up.
I said that at the end of July, and they did, and then they won 14 in a row to start August. So I would, at this point, I would say you'd want to avoid them. If you look at the personnel, it doesn't make sense, but they're doing something right. Their development, what they get out of these players, guys like Isaac Collins, who the Rockies essentially cut. Rockies, the worst team in baseball, cut, and now he's awesome for the Brewers. Andrew Vaughn, was like -1.5 WAR, one of the worst players in baseball. The Brewers pick him up, and now he's amazing, hitting like a middle order hitter. And if you look at their playoff rotation, assuming Mizorowski, I think it's just a fake injury, phantom injury right now, comes back and he's fine by the playoffs. You've got Jacob Mizorowski, Freddie Peralta, Brandon Woodruff, who just returned from that lengthy absence. That's 3 guys who get through like aces in the playoffs. As good as they are up and down the lineup, they're the best base running team in baseball. They play good defense. They have 3 guys capable of throwing like aces. They have a good bullpen. Man, that doesn't sound like somebody you want to play.
Yeah, no, who wants to play them at the moment? I mean, to go to Wrigley just today, start a 5-game series, you're figuring the Cubs are like, okay, we can get back in this.
Yeah.
And then 7-0 in the first game. The Brewers just swamped them earlier today. All right, Matt, sorry to remind you of that because I know your Cubs.
They're actually, that reminds me, they're actually 30-5 since July 5th. I forgot to add in the one from today. So
30-5. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good stretch. Well, we all know that the Padres are 0-3 since Friday, but we'll try to catch up with you when things are a little better around here. Matt, always appreciate your time. You're the man.
All right,
and we'll see you in September, October.
Sounds good.
All right, great. Matt Snyder, always very gracious to us from CBS Sports. They're talking some baseball. And, and the Brewers, they just defy explanation. I didn't know that Isaac Collins was released by the Rockies.
I mean, that's probably the reason why they did pick him up. It's like, oh, they they don't know no talent over there. We're going to go ahead and grab him.
Right. They're probably not seeing what everybody else knows about.
They're missing something.
And now, I mean, Isaac Collins has become as good as any player in the league. I don't know if anybody's watching this guy. If you're a fantasy player, you know what I'm talking about. But the Brewers, Jackson Churio's been hurt recently. He hasn't even been in the lineup.
I will say this. Brewers have been doing this the past couple of seasons now. And they have had a hard time getting over the playoff hump, even when they've been favored, as they were last year when the Mets came through and just yanked their heart out from them in that last game. So I think at least from my standpoint, Brewers are going to have to prove it to me in the playoffs because I've seen them do this. They can play the regular season game and be hot, and then the postseason starts and it's like a different team.
Regardless of what Matt just said, and his thoughts are, carry a lot of weight around here, I'd still rather play the Brewers than the Phillies or the Dodgers. The Phillies did take a blow this weekend.
Yes,
and we should say that we hope Zach Wheeler's okay. He underwent surgery today to try to remove a blood clot in his arm. That is some serious business. And I really hope Zach Wheeler's okay. That's scary stuff. But Phillies without him for the foreseeable future. All right, Padres and Giants. Don't forget, there is another game on the schedule. In fact, 38 more of them. There's also some – go ahead, Tony.
In fact, 38 more of them, he said.
Yeah, 38 more. So I still think we hold our own destiny, Scrape. If we go 38-0, I'm pretty sure we'll win the division. More Gwynn and Chris coming up. Gwynn Jr. We're going to go inside the numbers of the weekend series that just concluded. We know the key numbers. Dodgers 1-3, Padres 1-0. So all the rest of the numbers in a lot of ways don't matter. But we're going to go run through a few things because there's a couple of crazy things that happened this weekend. Among them, the Padres out-hit the Dodgers in the 3 games, 20-15. Padres had 11 extra base hits. Dodgers had only 5, although all of them were home runs. Still, you get twice as many extra base hits. You out-hit a team. Think you're going to win one game. Old 3 for 20 runners in scoring position jumped up on the Padres again, Scrabe. 3 for 20. That hurt. That was painful. Tony is at the stadium. Padres and Giants coming up tonight. Can we just cool everybody on the Ryan O'Hearn ought to be in the lineup tonight thing?
You can't, because I'm getting texts from everyone.
Well,
saying
first of all,
dumb.
stop telling Scraby he didn't make the lineup.
Thank you.
Secondly, Ryan O'Hearn this year, 69 plate appearances against lefties. 69 times he's been up.
But wait, I thought he plays against lefties every single day, Chris.
He doesn't.
Oh, okay.
69 times he's been up to the plate against lefties. He's hit 1 home run. Doesn't mean he can't do it. Means that it's rather unlikely. And as a left-handed pitcher, Robbie Ray on the mound tonight, that makes Ryan O'Hearn a lot less of a threat. That's why he's not in the lineup. Leave Scraby alone.
Here's one more thing.
Okay.
In his career,
you got one more? Okay.
No, because everybody tells me I'm an idiot, and so
That's
I'm going to
fine.
point out numbers that make me look a little bit smarter than the people telling I'm an idiot because they don't.
Why are they
things up.
calling you an idiot? You didn't put Iglesias in the lineup tonight.
Because when
why are
it's
you
not
an
egregious to me that Ryan O'Hearn is in the lineup. I do think it's weird you trade for a guy and you don't use him, but that's a whole separate thing. In his career,
wait. It can't be both. It can't be both. It can't be. You think it's weird that you traded for a guy and not using him, and then also defending why he's not in the lineup. It can't be both.
Okay, you're right. And then I got people saying he should be in center field over Bryce Johnson. Guys never played. I don't think he's.
Who's going to be in center field?
Ryan O'Hearn. Tony just walked away. He just walked away. Anyway, let me get back to these numbers. I think he actually left.
I don't blame him, frankly.
Are you okay, Tony? I'm sorry.
No, it's. I feel bad because we're ripping Ryan O'Hearn. We're not trying to rip Ryan O'Hearn. We're trying to make a point to tell everybody to.
We're not ripping it. We're not ripping Ryan O'Hearn.
We're trying to tell everybody
he doesn't play center field. Like what are we talking about?
Why? Let's just put him at shortstop tonight. Put Xander in center field.
Let me just say this. In his career, Ryan O'Hearn's career, he has had 1,817 at bats against the righty pitcher. He's hit 255. His OPS is 761. In his career against lefties, he's only had 276 at bats. His average is 207. His OPS is 612. That tells me teams don't want him to face lefties.
And why don't they want him to face lefties? Because maybe he's hit 207 in his career against them?
Yes, he's having a good year this year, but
maybe if we had Ryan at the beginning of the season, this experiment would have happened already. But is now the time to experiment lefty matchups this time of year? This is when we do it?
The answer is no, but some people are going to say yes.
People, stop it. Either that or just, lose your mind over it. Fine.
Yeah, that's what I think that's the route we should go.
Yeah, just let him lose your mind over it. Blame Mike Schilt and the analytics department for not having the smarts that you have and putting O'Hearn in the lineup.
I mean, Ryan O'Hearn in center field is crazy work. Like crazy.
That was pretty funny. That was actually comical, I must say.
He's played like 10 games of left field in his career too, but Laureano's there now. You want to move Laureano to center field? I mean,
yep, I do.
I guess he could play center field because he did play center field yesterday. But
all right, here's the thing that's let's go back to the weekend. Let's get to
if they would have said that, they would have got no reaction from me at all. You just said, "Oh, okay, move Laureano to center and O'Hearn in left." Okay, fine, that worked. But O'Hearn in center is just crazy work, like I said.
Can you tell that this series has affected me in many different ways? This last series,
It's
really,
affecting everybody in
broke
many
me.
different
It
ways. You're
broke
not the
me.
only one.
It broke me.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Should not have happened.
I love it how the chat too says, "Why does every show hate their fans after 10 a.m.?" Because Ben and Woods, they love their fans because they say the same thing we do, but they love their fans and we don't. The reason I don't like you, Austin Hedges, on the chat is because you don't listen to anything we say. We will say what you want us to say, but then when we say it, you're like, "Oh well, no, that's not it. I got to find another reason to be mad." Austin Hedges on the chat. I'm really actually upset. Like, I'm actually angry right now. Can someone stop me from spiraling?
I'm trying to, but every time I try to speak, you think of something else to yell into the microphone.
All right, I'll shut it off now.
Here's what bothers me about what happened. Here's the thing that is probably two things that are most frustrating about what happened this weekend, Tony. One of them is just totally what we talked about at the beginning of the show, although apparently nobody heard us. The Padres played lousy. And they've been playing really well all year. And they just didn't do what they've been doing. They didn't hit well. They didn't clutch hit. They didn't, they moved a couple of runners, but not enough. They got thrown out on the bases. I think they lost 5 guys on the bases this weekend.
Yep.
Okay. They didn't pitch. Darvish let a fastball with 2 strikes leak into the middle to Freddie Freeman. I give Freddie the home run. He hit the home run. But Darvish, that just can't happen. But it did. Suarez on a 2-0 pitch where the guy's looking to jack one there. Middle in, bell tie. Worst pitch I've seen all year. I mean, the things that they did are things they don't do. Cease walked the world. It just, that part of it was annoying. The second part that's annoying is that you held the Dodgers to a 181 batting average this weekend. The Dodgers didn't really do a whole lot, but you walked them 12 times.
Yeah.
And you contributed to them getting runners on and being able to score them with that big home run ball. It was a lot of what happened, believe it or not, was your own doing, Padres.
Yes.
And so that is annoying because if the Dodgers came out and whipped you, you just you tip your cap and you say you whipped us, but I really don't think they whipped us. The Padres, helped them whip us, and that was what left stuck a craw with me. And I hope that whoever out there says that we won't criticize the Padres for playing poorly, listen to the last minute and a half of what we just said, because that's what I just said. They played poorly.
The Dodgers were the better team in that 3-game series. They made fewer mistakes than the Padres, and they took advantage of more mistakes than the Padres. And that is how you get the result of a 3-0 sweep in that series. It's pretty simple in terms of why the results ended up being the way they were. The Padres, that was as bad of a series, 3-game set as they've played all year. Maybe outside the Toronto one comes to mind too, but that was just solely based off of no offense.
Right.
They got good pitching in that series. That outside of game 1 can't be said for this series against the Dodgers. And when you face them, you're going to need all of it to be good in the same way that the Dodgers need all of it to be good when they face the Pods.
Yeah. You go 2 for 14 runners in scoring yesterday. Probably going to lose to most teams, I must tell you. But you had 14 chances. You had guys all over the place. You just couldn't, cash it in. Now, there was one error made in the whole series. So let's, give both teams a little credit there. One error. And it was on the fly ball. that Jackson.
And we know now this probably had something to do with it too, by the way.
Yeah, the ankle. But my thing on this one, Tony, you tell me, you're a center fielder in the major leagues. I'm not. He and Fernando both went for this ball. It was about 50-50. When it went up, who was going to catch it? And I believe that Jackson's mistake was forgetting for a second that he is the center fielder. He is in charge.
Yep.
And just telling Fernando to get the bleep out of the way and take that ball. But he kind of hesitated, thinking Fernando was going to get it, and that's what put him in a tough spot. So I think this is a mistake that he probably won't make again, because now you tell me, we've seen Fernando cut in front and make a catch a couple of times because he does have the better arm. And I understand there were 2 runners on. Maybe that's what Jackson was thinking for a half second. So take us through that as the outfielder out there.
I think what you're on to something, and I think, and I said this to Jez off the air, I think it lends itself to the type of person and how Jackson feels about his veteran teammates, if you will, right?
Yeah.
He reveres them in so many ways. The way you listen to him talk about Manny and Toddy and different guys. And I think in that moment, you're exactly right. He's kind of has to have, like, you know what? I know that's Toddy. I know that's a platinum glove winner over there, but this is my ball. And that's the difference in him making that play and getting there easy versus, as you said, like, maybe Toddy. Nah, it can't be, because off the bat, the ball's hit right in between them. I don't know if you could have placed the ball better in between the 2 of them. And because of that, someone has to take charge. And it has to be Jackson. And I think had that have been anybody else not named Toddy, he catches that ball and it's not even a second thought. But because Toddy's over there, I think he did kind of, I don't know if he was thinking he was going to get to it, but that thought is in his mind versus it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go catch this ball.
Right. And going forward, I'm sure the outfielder coaches and everyone is going to say, next time it's just yours, no questions asked.
Yep.
And then there's no issue. He catches it, and that's that. But on we go. Giants tonight. Tony's headed down to get ready for the broadcast, talk to Mike Schilt, et cetera. I'm sure.
You guys want me to ask him why Ryan O'Hearn isn't in the lineup?
Would you open with that? Tell everybody that you have the first question tonight, and just stand right up. I mean, make it clear that it's you asking.
Say, hey, Mike. Tony Gwynn here.
That's right. I'm representing the masses. Why is Ryan O'Hearn not in there?
I will. I mean, yeah, this is that. I'm not going to ask that question, by the way, but yeah.
People pay attention to numbers when it works for their argument. When it doesn't work for their argument, they don't pay attention.
Yes, we gave you all the numbers, but
every
they don't want to.
Number. But this year,
they don't want to hear
different.
It. It's not. He's hit 1 home run against the lefty this year. 1. That's it. Tony, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good. Well, we got more Tony later, but yeah.
We'll come back with it. See you guys.
See there goes Tony. Here we go with a little traffic check, and we got our Gambit daily stuff next. Crisello. won last night. Played the game in the minor league or the Little League ballpark last night. Mets.
Oh, yeah, Williamsport.
Yeah, beat the Mariners. So the Mets are 4-14 of late. Since the All-Star break, which is a month now, the Mets have won 11 games.
Ugh.
I'll just tell you how bad that is. The Rockies have won 13.
Whoa.
Since then.
You never want that.
Don't want to be behind the Rockies. By the way, Rockies are playing a little better, and it would behoove us to root for them the next 4 days because the Rockies are home to the Dodgers. Starting tonight in Denver, while the Padres entertain the Giants. That's just part of the schedule and part of the fun in the Daily Gambit.
Sorry.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. I can't actually remember what we did on Friday, so we're just going to make some new bets.
I don't think we did anything Friday. We're too busy celebrating and enjoying the day at Islands.
Yes. So we're just going to make new bets.
Yeah, yes, we'll start the week off fresh.
Let me say this real quick.
Okay.
We are going to be out and about again, Chris, this Friday at Far Corner, the Ultimate Game Day Hangout, located across from Petco Park on 10th and J. Party starts at 2 p.m. as we broadcast live before the big home game against LA. Come say hi, talk baseball, and enjoy some insane scratch-made pizza, next-level cocktails, and unbeatable game day specials, including $4 beers, $6 wells, and $6 house wines. That's this Friday from 2 to 6 at Far Corner on 10th and J. And maybe I'm taking it too far, but for everybody who thinks that we don't care about the fans, just come out and meet us because you'll really quickly tell that we do care about the people that listen to this show.
We love the fans that listen to this show.
I literally stayed after I packed up and talked to people for 30 minutes. Not that I'm asking for an award.
I tried to talk to people, but the people I talked to thought I was you. So I had to get out of there.
Funny.
That is funny. The one guy really thought I was you, and you were me. He was completely
It's a weird
bamboozled.
world.
Yeah, that would be strange. All right, into the Gambit we go. Padres are favored by 1.5 tonight over the woeful Giants. Once again, Padres get lucky, and they've been lucky a lot this year. Logan Webb pitched yesterday, so they're not going to get him at all in this 4-game series. He's the one pitcher that can, scare you a little bit.
Yeah.
Tonight's matchup, Robbie Ray, who the Padres beat last week, and our guy, Nasty Nestor, who was on with us Friday.
Yes, he was great. I listened back to that.
Of course, I'm going to take the Padres tonight. The Giants really do look bad at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Padres too. The Giants have given up.
Padres have to make the Gigantes pay for their anguish of the weekend. As we said, Dodgers are in Colorado tonight. How about 11.5 runs for the over-under? It's a lot. Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Kyle Freeland for the Rockies. The funny thing is the Dodgers just, been losing to the Angels and losing all these other teams.
I know.
They look like world beaters this weekend. What do you think? 11.5 runs tonight with these two pitchers. Scrape? It's a tough one. 6-5 is 11 runs. They're going to go over that. It is Coors Field, but
this is tough. I'm going to say over.
It is a hard one. I think the Dodgers are going to, I hate to say, Freeland's been really bad most of the year. He's coming off a good outing last time, but I'll take the Dodgers or the over. I think Dodgers probably get 10 tonight, unfortunately. Milwaukee beat the Cubs 7-0 earlier today in the first of a doubleheader at Wrigley. And as Matt Snyder pointed out, that makes the Brewers 30-5 recently.
They're hot too early.
Potentially, we'll see. But 30-5 is an unbelievable run. They're going to sweep the Cubs at Wrigley. They're favored by a 1.5 for tonight. The Cubs are a mess. They can't score. Kyle Tucker hasn't had a hit in a month and a half. I got to take the Cubs, though, because they're 9 back.
Yeah.
I would take the Cubs to win one of these games.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Cubs to win one of them, too.
Okay. Paul Skeens is back in action tonight.
Right.
Your guy, 40, looks older than 40. We'll talk about that later in the show. Paul Skeens over under against the Toronto Blue Jays. Best team in the American League, or they have the best record anyway. Skeens 5.5 strikeouts. Scraby, over under at Pittsburgh.
I got to think over.
It just seems like an easy one, doesn't it?
But he's not pitched.
The problem is he comes out of games really early.
He does, and the team doesn't support him at all. And run support.
I'll go over. You're right. Paul Skeens 5.5 strikeouts. Who pitches longer tonight? Yamamoto at Colorado or Robbie Ray at Petco? We're going for innings pitched between Yamamoto and Ray. Sounds like a Ray, but it's not going to be. Yamamoto goes longer at Coors. Tough assignment for Yamamoto.
That's what I was going to say. I think that I'm going to go with Robbie Ray just because they're at Coors Field.
They left Robbie Ray in for a while last week.
They did.
We'll see what happens.
I don't really want to hear his grunting again tonight, but
he's a grunter.
I have no choice.
It's a grunter.
It's not scaring anyone.
Shohei Ohtani over under 3.5. And we're talking about runs plus hits plus
3.5?
That's the most I've ever seen. It's at Coors Field, so that's why.
Usually it's 1.5, and that's hard to get right anyway.
If he hits a home run with nobody on base, that would only be 3.
Yeah.
So he needs more than that. Your call. Over under at Coors Field for Shohei tonight.
He's been locked in, I gotta say.
You go over?
Yeah, I'm gonna go over.
He's not homered against I should win, knock on wood here. He's not homered against the Padres this year. Betts and Freeman both have 1, which was yesterday.
And Pajes has a couple.
Pajes and Will Smith have hurt the Padres.
Yeah.
I'm going to say under because Freeland's a lefty, and hopefully he'll neutralize Ohtani. All right, we got Swiatek tennis against Paolini. This is the finals of the Cincinnati WTA Open. Big tournament. Swiatek's favored by 5.5. That's way too much. I got to take championship match. I'm going to take Paolini plus 5.5.
I'll go with Swiatek
to go with her anyway. Huh? Earlier today, by the way, in the men's Cincinnati, they had an Alcaraz versus Sinner final, which is big time. I feel that, we talk about fans paying big money to go to stuff.
Yeah, what happened?
Imagine going to this. You're going to see Alcaraz, Sinner, the two great players. You pay your big money. Sinner retires after in the first set, trailing 5-0. He's hurt and can't continue.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't think anybody gets their money back either there. And that's a hang with them.
That is.
I mean, Alcaraz, Sinner, you'd pay a lot of money to see those two guys play each other in tennis if you're a tennis fan. And then the guy walks out 5-0, grabs his racket, says, I can't finish.
I would be quite perturbed.
You might come out of the stands and attack him.
I would not do that.
On his way to the locker room.
I would be like, are we serious?
Yeah, that's tough. You took Swiatek. Okay, I got Paolini. We got a break. More Gwynn and Chris. You're not ready?
I got to delete this, delete that.
Delete this, delete that.
Okay,
get ready. We got a bunch.
After
the Padres got swept, we obviously got a few questions on the Padre Pen Pal inbox. So we'll attack those when we come back. Tony's back with us here in a moment. We're going to do the Padre Pen Pals. Can't imagine the questions are anything but positive. I'm assuming that people are going to be asking us stuff about, like, say, did you know the standings since the All-Star break in the National League West? Padres 17-11, Dodgers 13-14, Rockies 13-15. The Rockies have as many wins since the All-Star break as the Dodgers do. Padres are 17-11. That's the third best record in all of baseball. So I'm assuming that we'll get a lot of upbeat, positive questions about the Padres.
Yeah.
In the Pen Pals today.
I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
You and everybody else.
You had
a lot of company on the wrong side of the bed because it was the place to be.
I actually don't usually get really actually angry, but I've crossed the line for some reason. I don't know why.
Giants, by the way, are only 9-19 since the All-Star break. They have been in a free fall, and the Padres will look to keep them falling tonight. Sam Levitt pregame show is a couple of hours away.
Oh, how's he doing?
Sammy, he takes it in stride. I
hope so.
Real quick, Scrabe, I watched preseason football. But it's because I'm a fan, I guess. I watch the Dolphins, and watching them, Zach Wilson is the worst quarterback of it. I cannot believe this guy was a second-round pick, or second overall pick. I cannot believe NFL scouts or people who determine this stuff were that wrong about this guy.
I've said it before.
It's incredible.
He's
how
a
bad
combine
he is.
warrior. He's got all the tools. He's got a big arm. He can run. He just cannot.
You know what? If you knock on the head, it's an empty sound.
He doesn't.
I don't get it.
He doesn't have the decision-making skills that you need.
So I watched him. I watched the Dolphins. They won the game. At the very end, Detroit was driving to tie it up. They're on like the 10-yard line, and they threw the pass, and some rookie from Miami came off the edge and jumped up to knock down the pass and then actually caught it.
Oh.
It was a really, hell of a play to win the game. But you would have thought the Dolphins just, won it all. They came flying out on the field. They ran down to the end zone. I was trying to remind Mike McDaniel's doing one of his, run around. I'm like, what are you doing? And then I watched the 49er game, flipped over to see you guys. And your kicker there kicks like a 60-yard field goal to win the game. The 49ers do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I missing? It's preseason. What's happening here?
I guess a 60-yard field goal. I guess a 60-yard field goal to win a game is kind of cool. Same with the interception, a great play to win a game.
Yeah,
so if it was like they celebrated after taking a knee, I think that would be a little weird.
But it was the excitement of the preseason, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's check traffic. And then Tony's in position. And we're going to love on the Padres here in the Pen Pals, or so I'm hoping.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Just one accident to mention here, southbound at 5, right before the 52, two-car collision in the center divide. Before you hit the beach, the mountains, or even the 5 this Labor Day weekend, be road trip ready with Valvoline Instant Oil Change. No appointment needed. Stay in your car while they change your oil and check your tires, battery, and fluids. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com. And Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's time to ask the experts, Padres fans.
I was hoping maybe you can bring a little insight into it.
Write us, tweet us, Facebook us, send a carrier pigeon for Chris. He thinks they're cute. Padres Pen Pals begins.
Hurt the pelota big time.
Now on 97.3 The Fan.
Well, after a couple weeks of nothing but positive Padres Pen Pals, the doom and gloom is back.
I missed it so much, Scraby.
I know you do.
Yeah,
I know you
really.
do.
I'm so glad we got swept so that we could hear from everybody today.
You were just waiting for it. You're like, I can't wait for Padres Pen Pals
This
today.
is going to be great. Yeah.
I did some careful crafting of these today.
Well, you also had to
Careful crafting, huh?
Yeah, you probably had to sort through a bunch of options as well.
I did. But here we go with the first one. I clicked the button. There it goes. All right. First, if you love Mediterranean food, try Spiros for authentic Mediterranean cuisine. In Coronado or La Jolla for dining or takeout options, visit spiroscuisine.com. If you are angry, go to Spiros and eat some food.
Go to get Spiros at the game tonight.
Yes,
enjoy
you'll feel
the game
better.
at Petco. Yeah.
All right. What's the point of trading for Ryan O'Hearn if you're not going to use him? He should be in the lineup every single day, and he should be in the lineup over Luis Ariz every single day. O'Hearn can hit lefties and can hit for power. It seems like the starting and stopping for him may be an issue, and I don't blame him. So, Tony, you're up first. Why would they put Iglesias as a DH? Should O'Hearn be playing every day?
No, he should not. Ryder. I think that as good as he may have hit lefties, does not mean that they want to run into that matchup all the time. Right now, that is subject to change. It could very well change. We don't know. We'll see. The lineup they had been running out there prior was working pretty good. They had won quite a few games before that last series. So, this is the same, I feel, about all these lineup questions after a loss that we typically get for a PPP. So, no, I think Ryan's going to get his opportunity to be in the lineup.
Chris, should O'Hearn be
I
playing?
just want to also remind, 2 lefties started in that series against the Dodgers. So, therefore, probably wasn't going to start those games.
Yeah, 2 lefties don't make a righty. I killed myself with that one. Chris, should they have O'Hearn playing every day?
It's pretty good, actually.
Thank you.
I
Can
tried
you answer
not to
the
laugh.
question?
I could. That was good.
I got a couple of things. First of all, when he was in Baltimore,
Baltimore,
he sat against lefties quite often. So it's not just here. Number 2, I think when Mike Schilt and the Padres are putting together these lineups against the Blake Snells and Kershaws, they're looking at their splits against lefties and righties. They're probably seeing that both guys are almost impossible to hit if you're a left-handed batter. So they want to get Iglesias in as an extra right-hander. Thirdly, if you're saying that O'Hearn should be in over Ariz, are you telling me because you think he's a better hitter, which I doubt, or are you telling me because you think he's a better fielder at first base, which I've come to say Ariz has been really good at first base. I don't know what the analytics say, Tony, but I watch all the games. You see it all. Guy's been doing a really good job at first base.
Yeah.
So Ryan O'Hearn's going to get a lot of opportunities. He's going to come up with some big hits here with 5 weeks to go, and he's a big part of what they're doing. But I don't know that he's, going to play every day.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
And I don't know that he ever has played every day, really.
No.
Okay.
He's got 6 home runs in his career against lefties, 75 against righties. Yeah, there's a difference
One's
there.
not like the other.
There's a difference there. Slight difference.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Chris, you're up first on this one.
All right.
We have talked about Dylan Cease many times today, but we're going to talk about him again.
Okay.
I was so excited for Dylan Cease to be a Padre, but I feel like we have been waiting for him to be Dylan Cease. Saturday was tough to watch. The Padres needed a good start, and he did not deliver. I am now wondering about the playoffs. Does Dylan Cease make your 3-man playoff rotation right now?
We'll talk about it a little more later. We've talked about it already. Right this minute? Probably not. I mean, it all depends on the health of Michael King when I'm answering that question officially. But right now, King and Pivetta and Darvish are the 3 guys I trust the most. Cease is number 4. But that can change in the last month of the season if Dylan Cease pitches like he does. And I understand that, it's been a frustration all year. But it really wasn't much of a frustration last year when he was, second, third in the Cy Young Award balloting. Guys got some pretty good credentials. Has not flashed them this year. End of story to this point.
Tony, does Dylan Cease make your 3-man playoff rotation right now?
Right now, no. And like Chris said, it's contingent on Michael King's health. But if he's healthy, you'd be hard-pressed to use him as your 3rd at this point. I think Darvish throwing the ball better. I think assuming Michael King is healthy, I think he's going to have a chance to throw the ball better. And we know Nick Pivetta has certainly thrown the ball better. So right now, no, he wouldn't. But again, there's a lot of baseball left. at least in terms of him being able to get himself going in a direction where he puts himself in that mix.
All right, you guys are not going to like this one after answering about Yu Darvish, but this one is short and to the point. Yu Darvish is old and his contract is worse than Xander's. Why not, Tony? Cut bait after the year and move forward. Tony doesn't want to answer this.
There is a such thing as doing a player the right way. Oftentimes, you cut bait, meaning what? You just release them?
Yeah, which I don't know that they still have to pay them that money after.
Right. So you're not cutting anything. You're paying it. You're just not getting him at all.
People complain about Hosmer all the time. It's like you would be paying Yu Darvish for the next 3 years after this.
Not only that, it's not even close to the same. Not to say that people are comparing it. I mean, Darvish is still here, pitching at a high level. I know he didn't throw the ball well yesterday, but the previous starts, he started to look like Darv. So he still is capable of that. So, yeah, I don't know. In the same way people expect players to play out their contract, this should be expected of the other way around. So just cutting bait and not to mention everything he's done for the organization. That's how you want to treat a player when it's all said and done. Do you think that's going to look great to the next few people who want to come this way? You doing business like that? I don't think so.
And then they would have to cover up the Yu Darvish mural downtown. There's just a lot of stuff that goes into that. Chris, why not cut bait with Yu Darvish after the year and move forward?
Because his career postseason ERA with the Padres is just a little bit under 2.5. And when everything is on the line, I trust Yu Darvish to hit the white marking on that box all day long and all night long. And I love watching this guy when he is doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the minute he let go of the pitch to Freddie Freeman, he wanted it back.
Yeah. He
knew it was headed to the middle of the plate. And Freddie Freeman, to his credit, did not miss it. Other than that, Darvish was Darvish again. They didn't get another base runner, I don't think, after the Pages home run. I just think Darvish is too valuable for the big games. And I think he's worth, having on this club just for that alone.
You want a guy who has experience in big games.
He's not going to pitch every fifth day, for an entire 7 months. But you know what? I didn't see Blake Snell doing that this year either.
Saw Blake Snell do that twice in the 3 years that he was here.
Right. I mean, look, you want these guys for when you really want them. Darvish qualifies in that category.
All right, final one. We're going to close it on a happy note.
You think? We got something happy, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to make you guys happy. All right, I am going to say it. Padres fans need to get a grip on reality. It's the regular season, and yes, I hate they lost 3 games to the Dodgers, but there's still enough baseball to be played, and this may not even matter in the end. My friend is an ex-person and spends all game fighting with fans of the other team. Keeps saying how dumb it is Dodgers fans called this series the Padres World Series, but seeing how Padres fans are reacting today, can't believe I'm going to write this, but Padres fans are acting like this was the World Series. So, Chris, can you please tell Padre fans to chill?
This is a question that was asked. Can I please tell the Padre fans to chill?
Yes.
Probably without much success, I could ask them. Look, it's just he brought up the whole, is this series mean everything, right? Is this, the end all? And the funny thing to me is Dodger fans are kind of acting like it was now that they've won it.
Yeah.
It's like the old, hey, we own you, we'll always own you, and this is proof that we are still the number one team. Okay, well, let's just see how that plays next Monday after the series is done here. But Padre fans, I love it. We talked about it earlier on the fans are what we want. This is what we pay. This is what we hoped for. I don't like August games where the fans are at the beach. I like games like this where they're upset when the Padres lose and dancing in the streets or dancing at islands when they're winning. This is why we have fans. I think our fans are great. And if you have any other emotion as a fan after this weekend other than, man, that was horrible, I feel terrible, then you're probably not ticking. You know what I mean? You check your blood. I mean, you shouldn't feel too good after what happened.
They're dead.
No, I don't think. Maybe that'd be a little harsh.
But check their blood pressure.
Yeah, but I love the reaction. This is how it should be. I hope the Padres are ticked off about it too, and let's get them back next week.
I think Manny Machado was ticked off because he left yesterday and said, I'll talk to the media tomorrow. So, I mean, if you want to see anger, there's some anger. Tony, can you please tell Padres fans to chill?
Chill, Padre fans.
Thank you.
That should do it.
I don't know. I think this is the problem when you build up for too much for one series and at the end of August. This is why you don't do that, is because it can go the wrong way, and now you're in here talking about the world ending, and it's gonna, it's over. Everything is over, and that's what happens. You put all your eggs in that basket of, oh my God, if we win this series, it's World Series or bust for us. No, it's not. You still got however many games. That was 124 yesterday, I think it was.
38 left, Tony.
Yeah, so I mean, more games to be played, and bottom line is the Padres didn't play well enough to win that series. Point blank. That's just what it was. They didn't, and the Dodgers ended up taking 3.
Now, if they take 3 over the weekend, I'm going to lose my mind. So,
I think we should take a snapshot of today's Padre Pen Pals and then compare it to whatever next Monday's is going to look like.
If they win, it's going to be the other way. If they lose, it's going to be even worse than today. So,
yeah, for sure.
All right, that's it for Padres Pen Pals. When we get back, Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973. Give us a call and get in line.
Padres Giants today.
This place is electric.
It's not quite 4 o'clock, but we are here nonetheless, heading towards Padre baseball tonight. Yes, Padres baseball season's still going, despite what many think has happened since yesterday. That Padres opened the door for business and nobody showed up. Padres players have gone home. Managers have stopped doing scouting reports. Season ended in Los Angeles yesterday.
I'm starting to take the turn into just being excited that there's another game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the pain goes away. It's not easy. There's one thing that I like better about baseball than like football, right? You lose a game like that.
And
then you got to wait a whole week.
Yeah.
Like at least tonight you could take out some frustrations, hopefully, on the Giants. Now you could lose again to the Giants, and then everybody else is going to be even a worse mood tomorrow. But at least you have an opportunity tonight. Dodgers will be in Colorado. And right now the Dodgers have a 2-game lead. You know what's funny about that? Another way to look at it from the soft San Diego media, of which I'm a member, last Monday morning, the Padres were 2 games behind the Dodgers. Padres then won 3 in San Francisco, while the Dodgers lost 3 to the Angels. Then the weekend happened.
Yep.
And the Dodgers are again 2 games ahead. But it's the exact same place they were last Monday.
Oh, we got way too much scar tissue from the weekend.
We do, but I'm a soft member of the media. So I'm just trying to, put a bright light on everything because that's what we do around here.
Hey, that soft media did ask Mike Schilt about Ryan O'Hearn, so we'll play that later.
Apparently, got several questions about why Ryan O'Hearn isn't in the lineup
what
tonight.
He said yet,
so
but we're all going to find out together.
We'll see what Mike Schilt said. We'll play that for you shortly. Also, we'll hopefully get an update from Schilt on Jackson Merrill, who's not in the lineup tonight. That ankle flared up yesterday.
I didn't see him go on the IL, so I kind of like that.
Let's hope that holds up. As I said, my fingers are crossed on that one, Scrabe. We're going to play a little Chris versus the Fans here. Give you a chance to qualify for a trip to Las Vegas. And let's do it, Scrabe, I think.
All right.
You think?
Yes.
You think?
I think.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy, he's dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Scraby on a roll, forgot to unlock the phone. So everybody's been dialing and nothing's been getting through. So if you'd like to be a contestant on Chris versus the Fans, suffice to say there's a couple of lines open right now.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I came in a good mood.
Oh, I know. No, you haven't been in a good mood all day. Just be honest. It's okay. You haven't been in a good mood. None of us have.
I've become a lot better with dealing with the criticism of people out there.
None of us have been in a really good mood today, except for me.
No, you have
because
not.
I'm a member of the soft San Diego media, and I find nothing but bright lights surrounding the sweep this weekend. I'm so tired of those criticisms. I mean, that one tweet really irked me today, the one I read you earlier about, you're just a soft San Diego media, as if to say that if the media was tougher here, the Padres would have won all 3 games. I mean, it's just stupid. Regardless of if you do really think that we're that soft, okay, I can't change your mind. But to make the assumption or the presumption that because we don't hold the Padres' feet to the fire the way we should, they lost 3 games. Apparently in New York, they don't hold the feet to the fire of the Mets very closely either.
Oh, no.
Well, they've lost 14 of 18. So where's that media been?
I mean, the media is calling out Juan Soto's age, which we'll get to in the Big 5. So we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. I think more so it is when people tell me that I don't care or stuff like that. That's what you can disagree with my opinion all you want. I don't care. But when you tell me that I don't care, you are absolutely wrong because I do care a lot.
Tatis, Arise, Machado, Laureano bats cleanup tonight. By the way, Top Ramon showed up over the weekend. Nobody else did, but Top Ramon was there. Yeah, he did. Bogarts, Iglesias, Fermin up to 7 tonight. Cronenworth, and then Bryce Johnson plays for Jackson Merrill in center field. Ryan O'Hearn is not in the lineup, and everyone is up in arms over that. I'll say one thing for you, Ryan O'Hearn, if you're out there.
You got some support.
You got some serious support out here, man. Everybody wants you in there tonight. So,
he struck out looking yesterday, or what was it, 2 days ago? In a pretty big spot.
By the way, other than the home run he hit, which was a big one, don't get me wrong, right? The home run he hit to tie the ball game. Was that in San Francisco?
No, Arizona.
Thank you. Yes, Arizona. Beyond that, Ryan O'Hearn is 6 for 33 as a Padre, 182. So it's interesting that he has developed that much love around here, despite hitting 182 since he got here.
I honestly think that he probably is struggling because he's not getting consistent playing time. I do believe that.
Everyone's saying that, but you know what? I'm going to be honest. I'm going to take a wild stab at this, but if he was playing against lefties, I bet you that 182 would be even lower. He doesn't hit lefties that well. All right, let's.
All right,
move
do we
on.
want to see what Mike Schilt's responses here? Can we wait? Can we wait? No, I don't know if I can
You
wait.
can't wait. You're going to keep the contestants waiting.
I
All
think
right.
the contestants will wait too.
They'll wait. All right, here's what Mike Schilt. Here's why the manager said Ryan O'Hearn is not playing.
Like Ryan O'Hearn's had some pretty good numbers against lefties this season. Would you consider starting him against lefties, or is that you do him as a bench back against left-handed pitching?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of things. Where would you have started him?
Places, there's options.
Right.
Necessarily like today or generally?
Today.
It's your call, not mine.
No, I'm just curious. Yeah, he's done fine. I mean, it's more about the reason I ask because I can answer the question more specifically. Not.
Well, then today there's two options. Like maybe left and Oriano center, or DH. But obviously Manny's there today.
He is there today. So Manny's been going pretty hard, and he's played up pretty much every game. So we're giving him a DH day, and Bryce has also swung the bat well against lefties, and looking him to get an opportunity to go play and play some center field. So it's a really fair question and definitely consideration. Just want to be specific as to where that could have been. But, yeah, Ryan's done a nice job, and he is a great option for us off the bench.
Going forward, could we see that? Like, obviously, it's day-to-day, completely dependent. But...
Yeah, I think it's always going to be flexible. I mean, it's going to be relative to just the total picture of who we have on the club that day. So I think that's like every day, it's always a question of who's going to give us the best opportunity to go compete.
By the way, if you're looking to love somebody out there, love AJ Cassavell. He was sticking up for all of you out there with all of those questions for Mike Schilt. And there's your answer, whether you like it.
I don't know
not.
that he really gave us an answer.
Did you expect him to?
No, but I didn't expect where would you start him? Like, I didn't
fair
expect
question.
that.
He's got to put Manny at DH tonight because he needs a day for Manny.
Yeah.
So you can't put Ryan O'Hearn at third. You got to put Iglesias there.
Can you put Ryan O'Hearn at first and sit Arise? I mean,
of course, but why are you going to take Arise out?
He did have.
Is he hitting 291 with 3 hits yesterday? O'Hearn's hitting 182 since he got here. Let's go play some Chris versus the fans. I'd rather because
we'll
we keep
this later.
we're just kind of churning out the same numbers over and over now. So
okay, let's go to.
Did you play? Wait, did you?
I already played the Open.
Oh,
I already
okay,
played the
did.
Open.
All right.
The prizes, you're going to be qualified for a grand prize, a 2-night stay at Resort Tour Las Vegas, plus VIP admission to IU Day Club, and $175 food and beverage credit. Celebrate summer with a 2-night stay at Resort Tour Las Vegas. Dine poolside at one of the 5 unique pool experiences in the 5.5-acre pool complex, the largest elevated pool deck on the Las Vegas Strip, and experience IU Day Club, a stunning oasis inspired by the idyllic islands of Southeast Asia, where the ultimate party concepts transform the weekend into a never-ending summer. Special summer rates available now at rwlasvegas.com, now offering no resort fees and complimentary parking. Now the rules, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. All right.
What about if you're a first time
player?
Yeah. Get big time benefits.
Bonefits?
Benefits. I meant.
All right, let's go to Tyler in Mission Valley. Hello, Tyler. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
Tyler.
I'm going to open some wounds, but it's for the good of the game. Who hit the game-winning home run off of Robert Suarez yesterday? What?
Hernandez.
I cannot hear you.
Teoscar Hernandez.
Teoscar Hernandez, he said. Not correct.
Stay there.
Mookie Betts. Okay. Teoscar hurt us, but not yesterday.
Sorry, Tyler.
Maybe you didn't understand the question because that was kind of a miss. That surprised me.
That surprised me too. All right, let's go to our next contestant. We will go to your favorite, Mike and Escondido.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
You are one of my favorites.
Mike. Hey, what's up, guys?
Not too much. You ready to play?
Of course.
All right, here we go. Where did the Major League Baseball All-Star Game take place this year? Atlanta.
Good job.
Is correct.
You know what's funny is I couldn't think of it.
I had to go on my Rolodex.
I'm writing something down. No, I don't care about the All-Star Game enough to know where it was. So good on you for getting that, Mike. That wasn't that easy.
Okay, here we go. Question number 2. What team did Yu Darvish pitch for to start his major league career?
Rangers, he says.
Rangers is correct. Nice job.
Who has Darvish played for? Rangers.
I have it right here.
Cubs. Dodgers.
Padres.
Is it just 4 or is there another team?
No, that's it. That's 4.
4, okay.
4. All right, third and final question for you, Mike. Let's get to it.
For the win.
Aaron Judge has hit the most home runs since the year 2020. Who is second in home runs?
Oh, boy, that's a tough one there. 2020. So we're locking the last 5 seasons. Who's second in home runs?
All right, we're going to go Jose Ramirez.
Stay there, Mike.
That was an interesting guess. I like Jose Ramirez, and I wish he'd get a little more love.
Me too.
I'm down to 2 people here, either Schwarbaum or Ohtani's son, and they could both be wrong. Ohtani's hit a lot. I'm going to go with him, Ohtani. Oh,
sorry, Mike.
Mike. That was kind of a.
You were making a run there.
Made a run, good run, but I got you at the wire.
Gotcha.
Ohtani second at home runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Jason, you're up next. Hello, Jason.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Jason, he never roots for me. I mean, I think that's kind of not nice.
Let's get to the first one. All right. Eugenio Suarez was traded from the Diamondbacks to what team at the deadline?
Seattle Mariners.
Mariners is correct.
Winner, Josh Naylor went there as well.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Suarez been slow to start. Here we go. Question number 2. Who was named the Browns' starting quarterback today?
I missed that. You know what? I'm going to not say Shador Sanders. I'll say Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco is correct.
We predicted that correctly.
Yes,
you and
we
I
did.
A couple of weeks ago.
I knew once Shador sat out due to injury, they're like,
this was a Flacco thing all the way.
It was.
In my mind.
We'll see how many weeks that lasts. All right, third and final one, Jason. Here we go. What active Major League Baseball player has the most career steals among active players? Active baseball player who has the most steals among active players.
Active player leads in active steals.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, well,
I was going to say, you know what? I'm going to throw Jose Ramirez. I don't think it's right, but we'll use his name again.
I'm going to try him again.
He does steal a ton of bases.
He does? Okay, go with it.
Stay there.
I don't have a good guess here. Stolen bases are like, who cares? Had to play for a while. Trey Turner? That's who came to mind.
Wow. Jason, you are the winner.
It's not Trey Turner. I thought it was
Trey Turner. No, he's missed a lot of games.
All right. I don't know.
It is. We actually talked about him last week.
We did. Huh?
Starling Marte.
Oh, man. I could have gone all day. Not got Starling on that one. All right. Good for you, Jason. Stay on the line. You have won. Chris versus the fans. When we come back, Rob Manfred basically said, if you missed it last night, he basically said that Major League Baseball not only is going to expand, but he also said they're going to realign the divisions. And you're not going to believe what the plan is for the Padres. We'll tell you when we come back after traffic on Gwynn and Chris. Padres Giants, division rivals, you know. It may not stay that way. It may not stay that way. Crisello, Scraby here in the Odyssey Palace Studios. 97.3 The Fan. Rob Manfred yesterday, last night actually, on the baseball telecast, Mariners-Mets game, basically said straight up that there is going to be realignment in Major League Baseball. And here's what he said, and then we'll take it from there. And I'll give you my thoughts. And you're not going to believe where people are saying the Padres are going to be once there's realignment. But let's hear Rob Manfred first.
How about a window into the future? Expansion, realignment, expanded playoffs. I mean, yeah. Can you see that down the road?
I can. I think the first two topics are related in my mind. I think if we expand, it provides us with an opportunity to geographically realign. I think we could save a lot of wear and tear on our players in terms of travel. And I think our postseason format would be even more appealing for, entities like ESPN.
All right, he went on to talk about the time windows for television if you had all the West Coast teams playing in the playoffs and the East Coast teams playing in the playoffs. But he basically said realignment's going to happen. Time frame, we don't know. Couple of things. First of all, just straight up, are you willing to just get rid of the World Series the way the World Series has been operated for the last over 100 years?
Depends on what it's going to.
Like, really, like, are we going to tune in? I'm sure we will, but you ready for the Yankees to play the Red Sox in the World Series or the Dodgers to play the Giants in the World Series?
Insane.
Right? I mean, we've been doing something a certain way for 100 and plus years. Please protect some sanctity of the sport.
I think it's kind of funny that he wants to do this realignment because the travel is too hard on teams when he was the one who put in the policy of all teams traveling to all teams.
But you know what? I'm starting to understand that now. The reason that they are doing what they're doing now with the schedule where you play all teams is to continue to blur the lines between the American League and the National League.
Oh, they're setting us up.
Right. So when they do the realignment, we won't complain as loudly.
Oh, if you tell everybody what you're about to tell everybody, I think
you're not going to believe
complain.
this. Here's what MLB on Fox says is going to be the way they realign. Now, I don't know where they got this from, but this is what they're saying, and I would think MLB on Fox has at least a contact or two in
I would
baseball.
think, yeah.
First of all, there's no names of these divisions, but the realignment geographically, according to them, Division A, B, C, D, E, and F, or whatever you want to call them, division that the Padres would be in would include Arizona,
Okay.
Colorado,
Okay. Great.
Kansas City, and St. Louis.
Wait.
That tells me
How does that help Padres travel?
doesn't. But
There's a team in Las Vegas in a couple years. There's a team called the Giants that's up in the Bay Area.
Let me do that again. San Diego, Arizona, Colorado, St. Louis, Kansas City. That leaves no Dodgers.
What the heck?
No Giants. No Angels, who are right up the road. No Seattle. What's going to happen to the Vetter Cup? And then the Las Vegas A's would be the other team in the other West.
Oh, the other West.
There's two Wests, right? And, so that's how they're...
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's MLB on Fox, they got to be wrong.
I'm not a
They
baseball
can't
traditionalist.
Possibly, if they're going to realign the divisions and keep the Padres separate from the Dodgers and Angels, I think the Padres should secede from the league.
You know what's really funny is that the Major League Baseball refuses to act like the Dodgers and the Padres are rivals. They refuse
Can you please
to.
understand that they're the number one rivals right now?
If the Yankees and the Red Sox, are they going to be? What is their division?
They got Yankees, Red Sox, and Mets all together.
Of course they do.
Yeah.
No, please. I'm not a baseball traditionalist. I do not care about certain things being changed, but this makes no sense, and this is really stupid. I really hope it doesn't go to that, which means they're going to have to add 2 expansion teams too. So where are those teams going? Everybody thinks is Nashville.
I think what you would have is 8 divisions of 4 rather than, because if you have 32 teams, right? If you're going to expand by 2, you'd have to have 8 divisions of 4.
I mean, it made sense when
the Padres then should play the Giants, Angels, and Dodgers, period.
Yeah.
That's it. No Arizona, no Colorado, no Seattle, no Kansas City, no Denver. If they're going to do 8 divisions of 4, if that's what you have to do, Dodgers, Angels, Giants, Padres, that's it. I don't want to hear any other layout.
And if you want to blame it on the travel, that would make the travel so easy for these teams, and they wouldn't have to pay for a bunch of planes all the time. They could take buses.
All the games would be on the West Coast. Again, you'd play other divisions, but I would assume that you'd play more in your own division. I'm going to be okay if you're going to give me Angels, Dodgers, Padres, Giants, but I'm still not going to be okay if the Padres make the World Series and have to play the Dodgers. That's not – I can't wrap my mind around that. 125 years of the way baseball's been, we got to protect that.
I didn't hear the full interview, but someone is telling me that Manfred said in the same interview that the Padres Dodgers is the new Red Sox Yankees. Then why would baseball take them out of the same division? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know that Rob Manfred has the answers. I don't know that he has the answers.
Rob Manfred.
Rob Manfred.
He sounded pretty together on that interview.
He did
comparatively.
He was like, I can't have those guys play another clip of me.
Look, they've already done the runner at second base. They've done the time clock. I've given into it all.
All of it.
I cannot give in to the Red Sox and Yankees playing each other in the World Series.
That's insane.
I can't go past 125 or more years of tradition.
And the reason I said that about the Padres and the Dodgers is because they didn't put that on Sunday Night Baseball. I understand that there was a Williamsport game, but don't really care about.
How about
that
next
game.
week? Are we on the Sunday night next week here?
I don't think we are. I don't know.
I don't think we are.
Let me check the time of the game real quick.
Check that out.
Because
here, I got it.
You got it?
I got it quicker than you this time.
I have to go to my phone. Friday, Sunday.
Next Sunday, Dodgers.
110?
Nope, 110. We didn't get the Sunday night game next week either.
Let's see. Oh, guess who it is?
Red Sox, Yankees?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So put your money where your mouth is, Rob Manfred.
Sunday night baseball.
I actually don't like waiting around all Sunday for the baseball game to start.
But it does give you a little window into what they're thinking. And
It
they
does.
usually think the Yankees-Red Sox is still the biggie to them. Cortez starts tonight. Nasty Nestor against Robbie Ray. Nick Pivetta tomorrow. Wednesday, could be anybody. Thursday, it'll be Dylan Cease. We know how you love him.
Today's been a tough day for everybody.
We lost all 3 games.
I know. It doesn't
lost them
sit well with
all.
any of us.
God.
It doesn't sit well with any of us. Logan Gilbert is getting it put to him right now. Phillies are up 6-0 in the bottom of the second.
Okay, thanks for the update, Scrabe. More Gwynn and Chris ahead, including a big old 5.
Gwynn and Chris.
There's a Red Runner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec Baseball Tournament. It's the SDSU Baseball Alumni Tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble. And Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well. But our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So Chris says I can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Scrape. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
We are leaking 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off a birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel. He wants to attack me. Squirrely! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Uh-oh.
Gravy, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Shooting the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's a Red Runner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec Baseball Tournament. It's the SDSU Baseball Alumni Tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble. And Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well. But our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So Chris says I can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Scrape. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You've hit some.
We are leaking 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off a birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel. He wants wants to attack me. Girly! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet.
Gravy,
don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course. And we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's a Roadrunner. Meet. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec Baseball Tournament. It's the SDSU Baseball Alumni Tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble. And Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well. But our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So,
Thomas's NBA news and
He'll give you the NBA news and notes right now. All right, the show has come a long way since those days. Odd Thomas's NBA news and notes.
You know why?
Sang by Matt Scraby.
You know why that came up is because, first off, Odd Thomas moved back from the East Coast, so we were talking about that.
Right.
Secondly, I sing in my head all the time.
That
Odd
jingle?
Thomas's NBA.
I love that.
All the time.
I told you to play it. I'm like, you got to play it. I haven't heard it in a long time.
It's a good one.
You know, if nothing's going to bring a smile to my face today, but that did. 4:35 is the time. Gwynn and Chris, we got Big Five for you. There was one more, real quick, one more realignment that I saw for baseball, because everybody's predicting now how they're going to realign when they do realign, apparently. Dodgers. On the other one, I told you Padres weren't even with the Dodgers. At least on this one, it's Dodgers, Padres, Angels, D-backs. Problem with that, they will not switch. There's no way they will split up the Dodgers and Giants. That can't happen.
They can't split up. They can't split up the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers. They've been playing for so long.
Well, we'll see. But Rob Manfred said expansion and realignment are on the way. We have traffic on the way, and then Tony Gwynn Jr. and me, Big Five. And I got to be honest with you, Tony is on point today.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is brought to you by the Oceanside Police Department, now hiring public safety dispatchers. We still have a number of problems here. One of them is this collision on southbound 125 near the 8, several vehicles over to the right shoulder. Now getting reports of a hit-and-run crash southbound 5 right before SeaWorld Drive. It's over to the right shoulder. In the North County, a collision on the Carmel Valley Road off-ramp West 56 and an accident clearing on West 78 just past Civic Center. Everything is over to the right shoulder. The Oceanside Police Department is hiring public safety dispatchers, earn up to $87,000 a year. Lateral bonus is up to $11,000. 12-hour shifts, 3-day work weeks, paid holidays, benefits, and retirement. Apply at joinopd.net. And Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
I gotta say that at Islands on Friday, Chris, when everybody yelled, "Oh my God, who the hell cares?" It like made. I thought about it all weekend about how cool that was. It really did.
You should have seen it, Tony. I mean,
That's awesome.
the entire patio erupted in a "Who the hell cares?" We got to get word to Seth MacFarlane for that, man.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
It is a big deal, and I appreciate everybody showed up.
We've talked about it already, but
Yes.
the people at Islands Friday, honestly, Scraby and I couldn't have done enough to tell everybody how thankful we were for people being there. We probably should have done more. We should have come around more. We should have talked to you more. We did as much as we could. But
like we said earlier, we didn't even know that we were there was people inside for us to go see.
It was an overflow.
Yeah, bravo to the folks that came out to Carmel Mountain Ranch. Islands.
It was
hung
awesome
out with you guys. That was awesome.
Really a great job, and you're right, Scrape. I felt it all Friday night, Saturday. Just how good and
riding high, chest up in the air.
It was fun. It was fun. Glad everybody had a good time. I think everybody had a good time.
I'm pretty sure everybody had a good time.
Chest up in the air.
Chest in the air, like that chicken that's walking through the rooster or whatever. In that
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, let's get into it because I'm stalling. I don't really want to talk about Dylan Cease right now, but we're going to talk about Dylan Cease. He has been a conundrum this season, pitching well in some starts, pitching well, then not pitching well, then pitching well again, all in one start. But it just seems like he doesn't pitch well against the Dodgers. In his Padres career, Cease is 2-3 against the Dodgers in a Padres uniform, including 2 starts in the playoffs last year. This year, in 15 1/3 innings, he has given up 9 runs and walked 12. Chris, why does it seem like he struggles more against the Dodgers than any other team?
Well, first of all, I don't think he's struggling more against the Dodgers than any other team. Dylan Cease, to this point, we are getting into late August now, still has not won a game on the road this year. That's against every team. That's not just the Dodgers. Okay, so let's be clear about that. He did not pitch great in the playoff last year. He did not pitch great on Saturday night. Here's the thing. Dylan Cease is a 2-time top 5 finisher in the Cy Young Award balloting. Once on your team, he is more than capable of shutting anybody down at any time. And I still have a lot of confidence that, when it really matters most, he's going to get the job done. Now, if he doesn't prove it between now and October, the good news is we have other options. We do. So, look, Dylan Cease struggled Saturday night. Welcome to the weekend. It was a terrible weekend for anybody in brown and gold. But I'm not ready to, give up on Dylan Cease. He's not had a good year, but that can change. And he can save it all with a good September and October.
All right, Tony, why does it seem like Dylan Cease struggles more against the Dodgers than any other team?
I don't know. I think Chris is right. I think he's struggling against everybody. It's not just the Dodgers. The Dodgers are, the probably the best team that he faces. So those mistakes and those troubles are magnified a little bit more against the Dodgers because they're a good team. They're a really good team. And so, I don't think that he's struggling more. I think he just hasn't thrown the ball well in his opportunities against the Dodgers, not just this year, but in the past as well. And so, I don't know. I think the same problems that are presented to pretty much every pitcher that faces the Dodgers, maybe outside of Yu Darvish, and that even proved to be not accurate in yesterday's game. So, I think this has been what Dylan Cease's year has looked like, I think, all season.
You got to be pinpoint. Tony knows this, and that's what I think he's referring to. When you're facing the Dodgers, they will not swing at a pitch an inch off the plate. And that's been one of their secret sauces for a long time. The Padres have become very good at that, but they were not as good at it this weekend, right? Mm-hmm. Dodgers just let stuff go. And if you're Dylan Cease and you're not on your game, walk. Yeah. And that's what happened Saturday.
All right.
Number 4.
Our sister station in New York, WFAN, recently made news because of what Brandon Tierney had to say about Juan Soto. Now, they were talking about the length of Soto's contract and how he is happy the Yankees didn't sign him to a long-term deal. But then it all went in a different direction. Here it is.
I think he's great for the Mets. I think you got him at the right time. I think you needed that for all the things Sal and I talked about, perception, blah, blah, blah. I'm good. Now, I'm not good to the point where I'm feeling good about the Yankees team, and that's a Cashman thing. But 15 years of this, honestly, I don't. Does he look 26? Does he? No, I'm being honest.
Are you doing the old Albert Pujols?
I shouldn't even start this. He's going to get me in trouble. But does he look 20? When you're 26, you still have a youthful glow. Does he look 26?
Yeah, but he's been in baseball for like 7+ years. So I gotta give him a little bit more of a.
Well, so
remember when he came in, he looked a little bit more of a baby face. Now he's grown into his own.
Okay. I got it. I can't
All right, you guys get where that is going. He was questioning Juan Soto's age, and this was controversial for sure.
Okay.
So, Tony, you're up first. Is this radio host gone too far?
Yeah, it's too far. It's too far. I mean, and be honest with me, how often is the age thing brought up of a dude not of color or not of Dominican, Venezuelan, whatever? And I just think it's just it's all bad. There's nothing good about this statement. This doesn't happen to any other type of player outside of the Dominican player or the Venezuelan player or the players that come from overseas. This always pops up, and I'm not with it. I think it's, if you don't like the dude, just say you don't like the dude, or if you're not happy with his production, say, you know what, the 15 years is, you could have just left it at that. But now to talk about him being, does he really look 26? They said the same thing about Albert Pujols, and it's really unfair because there's been nothing, that has come up then or since then that would prove otherwise. And I just think it's a bunch of BS. Honestly, I hate hearing that particular type of argument, man. It's whack.
Yeah, Chris, what do you think? Is that radio host gone too far?
I hope that WFAN sees it in the light that Tony's talking about here, because if they do, the radio host should be suspended, because there are a lot of Dominicans, there are a lot of Latin Americans who live in the New York City and Tri-Borough area. I imagine they are thinking about a lot of this the same way you are, Tony. So this was really uncalled for, and it is a slap in the face to all of Juan Soto's fans out there, of which he has many. Look, Bob Brenly was suspended for talking about the do-rag of Marcus Stroman.
Good point.
To me, that's a similar, maybe a stretch, but a little bit of a similar situation.
It's race-related.
It's race-related without, hitting you in the face with that. So, yeah, I think this is an ignorant comment that was made, and I'm glad Tony's bringing it up, and I wish the WFAN were listening to this segment or at least have thought of it themselves, because that kind of stuff shouldn't be tolerated.
Am I missing one? Is there another case that I can't think of where it didn't apply to a Latin player in terms of age? I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Not at all, Tony.
The people that were mad at Brandon Tierney in the comments were like, Paul Skeens looks like he's 40. No one's talking about his age.
That's facts too, by the way. But that's ridiculous, right? We saw Paul Skeens in college throw, unless he's fooling the whole education system as well. It's a stupid point, and would never be brought up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it is what it is. It's kind of how things operate today.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yes.
Number 3.
We've taken steps, Tony, in those areas, but you and I have mentioned have a long way to go, and this is a good example.
We talked on Friday about reports that Ketel Marte's Diamondback teammates were upset at how much time he takes off, but teammate Geraldo Perdomo was not having it after the game yesterday. Here is what he had to say.
There's something clear about one of my teammates. I'm tired of this. It's gonna be for all reporter and all the writer. Like, it's been this is the second time something came out from Marte. Please, he just wants to play baseball. I don't want to speak as a team. I want to play as a brother. He just want to play baseball. Just let the guy alone. It's been too much for him. You know what I mean? I feel he doesn't deserve that. And whatever happened in the past, it was in the past. We're playing good baseball right now, and I feel we just want to have fun and we just want to play. Just please, you guys have to stop. You know what I mean? Whoever writing, whoever saying in the media or outside, please, we just want to play baseball and keep that guy alone, please. That's it. That's what I want to say.
All right, so that was Geraldo Perdomo standing up for his teammate Ketel Marte. Chris, where do you think the trust between players and media is right now?
I think overall it's probably okay. But having said that, yeah, I mean, and you know, I don't bring up the Latin players again. I mean, why not? You know, this is Ketel Marte. This is Geraldo Perdomo talking to a largely white media base. You know, I'm going to say I'm assuming that. I don't know everybody who covers the Diamondbacks, but let's just be clear. The whole criticism of Ketel Marte was really someone's opinion, but it was presented as fact. The opinion was he said he needed to take time off to deal with, what was it again?
His burglary.
The burglary of his house. Maybe he needed to go spend time in the Dominican Republic with family to get all the matters squared away. We don't know. And apparently nobody asked him. Everybody just said...
Just went with it?
Went with it and said, you know, oh, everybody on the team is upset about this. Maybe one person said something. I don't know. So when you're taking opinion and you're presenting it as fact, then Geraldo Perdomo is well within his right to say something and try to defend his teammate, I think.
Tony, what do you think? Where do you think the trust between players and media is at right now?
I think it's different in every probably area.
City, yeah.
You know, every city it's a little bit different. I will say this. Oftentimes when a team is not hitting expectations, you get a little bit of like the Spider-Man meme. Everybody's pointing the finger at everybody else, right? And how often, I mean, we experienced this here in San Diego in the years the Padres didn't live up to the expectation. Inevitably, some type of drama unfolded. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's unique to San Diego. I don't think it's unique to Arizona. I think this happens when there's disappointment in what could have been versus what is actually happening. And so I kind of chalk it up to that. We know for a fact, having covered the Diamondbacks and having talked to a lot of the media there, that Perdomo's voice is the big voice in that locker room. And the mere fact that he felt compelled to stand in front of the media and do what he did, regardless of how you may feel about it, in that locker room, he's going to be beloved before that. Stepping in the same way that you see Mike Schilt do all the time. You'll never hear him say nothing negative about his team. And because of that, there's a level of trust there. Now, in terms of the media, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't this Nick?
It was Nick Picoro, a guy that we've had on the show many times. And
given the fact that we've listened to Nick before, we know he goes kind of hard in the paint when it comes to the Diamondbacks. So, this is kind of how the business goes. But I love what Perdomo did there because it sends a message that despite what's going on, they're all on the same page.
Tony, you're hitting on something big here. You've been on more teams than I have, more clubhouses than I have.
Oh, yeah?
Well, I don't know. I've been in a lot. Okay, different teams in different situations, just in a different role, yes. Of course. But what I'm pointing to is that something can happen during a game or off the field in any sport that can rub another person in the organization the wrong way. And for that moment, that person can say, I can't stand when that guy does that or that gal does that or this happens or the coach is not doing right. And then if that gets into the wrong hands and gets transferred to a media, that could be into this whole thing. Everybody's upset at the coach. Everybody hates Juan Soto. Everybody. And you know what? Nobody's even mad. It's just a one moment thing that you're now taking completely out of context. I've seen it many times.
I didn't think we were going to have a theme, but our number one question is another fan theme thing. Today has been a fan themed show.
Okay.
We're going to go to golf real quick, though.
Number 2.
Because Scotty Scheffler won the BMW Championship, which is the second event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. And Scotty did it entering the day down by 4 shots to Robert McIntyre.
I hope Scotty doesn't retire from golf and decide to go play baseball or something because he's bored of winning. That's what it feels like right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, Scotty yesterday closed the gap, went on to finish strong, chipped in on 17 to basically win the BMW Championship. He now tries to be the first golfer to win back-to-back FedEx Cup titles, and comparisons to Tiger Woods are now everywhere. Tony, how does he compare to Tiger Woods to you?
I mean, listen, he's not there yet, clearly, but this is the closest thing we've seen to it at this point. But here's the thing, though, and I don't know if this is because of how the split in golf has taken place. It doesn't feel the same as it did when Tiger was just winning just like this. He was winning just like this. It doesn't feel remotely close to
Boy,
the
that's
same
not.
thing.
You're right. Boy, Tony's on a roll with good stuff today. Not that he isn't normally, but this is especially good. He's not beating all the best golfers to no fault of his own.
And I don't, and like I said, I don't know if it doesn't feel that way because the best golfers they're not all in one place and we're not tuned in like we used to be, or because of the split, we just kind of aren't as interested as we once were. But this dude is on a Tiger Woods like heater right now, and I'm only catching highlights. Yeah. And I might not even catch the highlights. I might just catch it in the ESPN like storylines there. Yeah. Whereas Tiger, even though I didn't like golf nearly as much at that point in my life as I do now, I was tuned into that. Like all TVs were tuned into that. And it's just not the same. And it sucks for Scotty Scheffler, who is, I mean, this dude is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's doing historic golf things right now. Chris, how does he compare to Tiger Woods to Scotty Scheffler?
Well, I'll start with this. He's never going to make Tiger Woods. He doesn't have the personality for it.
That's the biggest thing to me.
It's not his fault. Yeah. He is who he is.
He chips in and he goes to his caddy. Yeah, soft high five. Tiger was like, yeah, running around the green. Doing
didn't even think about that part.
Yeah,
too.
But Tiger represented the sport with every shot that he took. Right, so there's no way, and it's unlikely that anybody's going to be Tiger for a long time, if ever. But having said that, you've got to give this man his props. And I saw this stat stuck out to me the other day. He's won 12 tournaments, I think, the last 2 years combined, and 3 majors combined in the last 2 years. There's only 3 other golfers who have ever done that: Tiger, Jack, and Arnie. And now Scheffler. This is big time company that he's in, and we gotta bow down to his brilliance. But it would be nicer if he had to beat DeChambeau and the rest of these guys.
Rahm, and
not his fault, but that's the way golf is right now.
All right. Yeah, it is.
Number 1.
All right. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Fans in San Francisco are mad at Bob Melvin because he isn't showing enough fire in the dugout through this losing streak.
Yes.
Elliot Ramos. Is it Elliot?
Elliot.
Yeah,
it's
a tough
Elliot.
One. Yeah.
Elliot Ramos. I'm just going to call him Ramos. Told reporters, quote, "Outside people don't know anything." That's the type of person he is. That doesn't mean that he's not a great manager. When we were winning, everybody was on our side. Now it's like all the fans are against us and all that. I don't get it. We're here and we know what's going on. We know what we're feeling. We know what we're working for. But fans are going to be fans. We can't do nothing about it, end quote. Chris, when do you listen to a fan?
When do I listen to a fan? Maybe if I stand up to cheer and the guy behind me says I'm blocking his view, I might, sit down and get out of his way to be nice. But if you're probably asking me when I listen to a fan in terms of like how I should manage my organization and ball club, the answer to that is never, ever, ever. And the reason is for all of the reasons that you can tell me that we've already talked about today.
Yeah.
I mean, look, to recap, we've received tweets today from people saying that AJ Preller is a disaster and doesn't know what he's doing. And look, back and forth with Manny and all of that. I mean, look, AJ Preller they were about to build a statue of him last Friday. So, this is fans, and that is part of what makes it fun, honestly.
Yep.
I don't want to take everything away from the fans. This is what if they didn't care, then we wouldn't care, right?
We wouldn't have a job, really.
Right, it's great that they do this, but no, I'm not reacting to fans. And Bob Melvin, whether you are a fan or not, up in San Francisco, got 3 Manager of the Year titles, not by not knowing what he's doing. So,
Tony, when do you listen to a fan?
I think Chris stole my answer already. It's never. But I think Chris is also right. It is a necessary evil, right? It does make this whole thing more fun. It's annoying at times. However, I probably would rather have it this way than crickets. You know what I'm saying? Like not caring at all. So, it's a necessary evil. Gets annoying from time to time. But we need to have it.
Things change quickly.
Unfortunately.
Last week,
I just
Dave
think
Roberts was
it's
on his
not
way
even
out.
it's just the extremists that are the
extremists,
issue,
yes,
right?
the
The extremists are the ones we gotta kick out. They're the ones that are making it annoying and like irritating.
I also love the people that don't say anything until the Padres lose. Told you so. It's like, okay, they just come out of the woodwork. It's like, where have you been this entire season? And by the way, the team still has like 5 weeks of baseball to play, so calm down, everybody. This weekend really bothered me. Really bothered me how things went down.
We've heard
Really
all day.
bothered me.
Yeah.
I am a fan.
Well, he's so mad that he's annoying us. So that's
I am
you
a fan,
guys' fault.
but I'm also a realistic fan.
Sure you are.
Did you see my tweet yesterday? I got crushed.
At times you are.
I got crushed on Saturday night for trying to be positive, okay? All right, that's it. Bob Melvin, the guy we just talked about, Sleepy Bob, I guess is what people call him. He's going to be in town with the Giants, and the Padres are taking them on tonight. We'll get you set for that when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan.
You feel that warm breeze? That's the Mexican Riviera calling, telling you to come experience a vacation filled with sun, salsa, and sea views.
Let me ask you, because you obviously knew, you talked about earlier, coming in 100 short. Did that help you like lock in early in the season? Typically, you're a little bit of a slower start, but from the get-go, you've been the same guy all season long.
Yeah. Maybe. I think I kind of started when the season started. I didn't even have that number in it, and then I kind of got hot. Started hitting 2-3 hits, 4 hits here and there. Got really hot at one point, and that number started creeping up, and I was like, man, you look up and you're May, and you're like, man, you're only like 20, 30 away. Like this is a possibility you can get even before your birthday. So that kind of got pretty cool. And I was trying to reach it before my birthday. Obviously, it didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, that number was. I think as the season got on, I think it got a little bit more realistic.
Yeah. As you know, we've been rolling along in this season, and you've reached these milestones, and we turn to the rest of the season. As you guys turn to the second half, what are some of the things you think the ball club has got to improve on in order to get where you guys are trying to go?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I think you can't just be like, we're good at one thing, we're not in the other. No, I think we got to improve. There's room for improvement in all aspects of our game. Our best bullpen's our best bullpen right now. It's our best bullet. I think there's room for improvement there as well. Obviously our offense hasn't really been performing as the last 2 months as we started off, but we've had a pretty good record here in the second half as of late. So and we know we've been underperforming a little bit as a group, as a team. But I know we got a lot left in the tank. There's always, I always talk about the roller coaster, and this is a roller coaster, and
it always is.
We got that bad part out of the way early, which is a good thing, and hopefully the second half, we're better. But yeah, there's a lot of improvement for a lot of things as a ball club. If we want to ultimately, reach our goal, which is winning a championship, we got to be great at all aspects of our game.
Talking to Manny Machado here on Friday 97.3 The Fan, and you're facing some good pitching with the Phillies this weekend. Now, I always ask Tony these questions, so now I get to ask another professional baseball player. But how do you prepare going into a series knowing that you're going to be facing three guys that are really good?
Yeah, 3 Cy Young guys.
Yeah.
Really good ball club over there. But Shilty talks about this all the time. It's we want to win a championship. We just talked about. These are the guys you're going to be facing. Yeah. These are the guys you got to beat. So, how we prepare for them, I think it's a good thing about it. We faced them, maybe a week ago or so. So we kind of, it's kind of fresh in our memory, their bullpen, their guys, how they kind of attacked us. But, just video, man. You kind of have some history with some of these guys. I gotta go do some more research on Wheeler for tomorrow, because I can't figure him out.
I can't research on him. It ain't just you, Tom. That's a great point. And you brought up earlier about how velocity's changed and pitchers have gotten better. Yet you've had the same swing from the very moment you got to the league. Why has it that your particular swing has played through the changes and everything that's happened? You've been able to kind of stay the same. Why is that?
I mean, I think I kind of see. I have 3 swings. I mean, I learned this from a young age, and it was always having multiple different swings, right? Different occasions. Lefties that stand on the opposite side, sinker ballers.
Yeah.
Obviously now it's a lot of induce and sweepers. So I kind of learned that in 2020 when I kind of, I had a lot of wag on my swing, on my bat. So I was kind of being consistent with, bat to barrel. And then, when I got here, they kind of told me like, hey, let's kind of change that. Let's kind of slow it down. You can stay with your timing. That's more of a timing thing for me, but let's improve it, and I think that improved my, contact, being more consistent with barrels, helped me lay off a lot more pitches. My walks went up a little bit more.
To the happy hour, as it were. Happy hour brought to you by GL Pools. Swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season has and still is in full swing. So is swim season, has been, still is. Call GL Pools, mention radio. You get a free month of pool service. Happy hour, as mentioned, as happy as we can be after what was a cruddy weekend of cruddy Padre baseball. They played bad. They didn't run the bases. They didn't hit. They didn't get clutch hitting. They swung at pitches that were out of the strike zone. They took pitches that were in the strike zone. So the offensive side was not good. Defensively, they dropped the fly ball. They didn't make a play on the bunt Friday night. Manny makes that diving catch, changes that game around potentially. So defensively, they had some chances they didn't capitalize on. And the pitching, Cease. I mean, I was calling for the return of Randy Vasquez Saturday night.
No, you were not.
You know what I mean? 6 walks. You walk the first 3 hitters of a game, even if it's a little league, like that game is over almost. You know what I mean? Like they were lucky they got out of it only trailing 3-0, but you can't go down 5-0 Saturday night and then 4-0 Sunday. Expect to win on the road against a good team.
And for me, I think that's why I got so upset about the whole weekend, because on Friday night, they could have won that game, but it was close. The other 2 games, you were fighting uphill the entire game, and that's not going to work out against a good team like the Dodgers. So you
got to play better to beat a good team.
It was like Saturday, I was all pumped up for the game. I sit down, and boom, it's over. Then Sunday, I'm all pumped up. Darvish on the mound, they could still take this, come back home with a tie for the NL West.
Whack. There goes the ball out of the ballpark.
Yep.
You got to play better to beat a good team. It's simple. And, we're not telling them something they probably don't know. But are the Dodgers unbeatable? Did they look like they were just that good? I'm being honest. I don't think they did. I want to say one last thing about the game yesterday. I waited 4 hours to say it because I don't want everybody to think, oh, he's just crying and blaming. I'm not. The umpire behind home plate yesterday was absolutely awful.
It went both ways, but yes, he was. Manny Machado got
didn't even
hosed.
I'll be honest with you, Scraby. It didn't honestly, to me, go both ways. I swear, I thought he missed at least 15 calls that hurt the Padres.
I mean,
and maybe a handful the other way.
It was definitely
it was really bad. Like that. And I'm, me, I don't want I'm trying to protect the umpires. I know how hard of a job it is, et cetera. But that was just really so bad that it shouldn't be at a big league level in a game that important.
When Manny
really bad.
When Manny got his walk and he threw his bat, I felt like the umpire was like, "Oh, you think that's a ball? Here we go, strike," and made him go get his bat and come back. And I'm pretty proud of Manny. Manny could have lost his mind, and he did not.
It was bad umping, bad balls and strikes. A lot of people tweeted this out last night too. I was not alone.
No, you were not.
And I'm not using it as an excuse. If you want to think I was, I can't change your mind. Mike Schilt, couple of items to discuss with the media before the game tonight. And, of course, we will have it for you. Sam Levitt's pregame show is about a half an hour away. Jesse and Tony on the call at 6:40 tonight. And we've mentioned it. Nasty Nestor. Nestor Cortez. That's his nickname. Scraby got a kick out of the fact that I mentioned this to him Friday. I said, they call you Nasty Nestor, but you seem like a pretty nice guy to me. And he chuckled at that.
He did. He thought it was funny.
Yeah, you got a kick out of that.
He does seem like a nice guy.
Seemed like a terrific guy. I'll like him better if he goes 6 shutties tonight, but, that's neither here nor there. Robbie Ray pitches for the Giants. Ray has been really good all year. This guy was 9-3 at one point, but in his last 7 starts, 0-3. 3.76. The ERA has been okay, but he hasn't won a game for a while.
He's got the Cy Young Award on grunting.
And he also has a real Cy Young Award. With
Yes,
Toronto.
he does.
Remember we looked that up.
That is true.
Yes,
I
he
forgot
does.
about
He's
that.
this guy's a good pitcher. This is not a gimme tonight. All right. Ryan O'Hearn's not in the lineup, and that's been a big bone of contention. We'll get Mike Schilt talking about that, but first, we need an update on Jackson Merrill and Michael King and everything else from the skipper.
Jackson Merrill out in the lineup today, assuming it's the ankle. What can you tell us about his situation at this point?
It is the ankle. Still trying to process, the severity of it. Had a, decent day with it to this point. Evaluating whether he'll be available for anything at all, which we're not certain about right now, and then just evaluating, whether it's more day-to-day or something longer.
As far as Ramon Laureano moving up the lineup, is that something that might have happened anyway, or is it more of a result of Jackson not being in there, or a combination of both?
I think it's a product of us facing a lefty and Jackson not being in the lineup.
As far as facing the lefty, you just saw him not too long ago. How much does that help even against a guy that's as tough as Robbie Ray?
Yeah, listen, I mean, the game will tell us, but, typically the pitching, the more batters get a chance to see pitching, usually it's a positive for the hitter. So we'll see. We'll have a good play tonight. It'll matter going to execute it.
What have you liked about Nestor so far? And it seems like he continues to progress, and the assumption would be that would continue the more outings that he gets after missing a lot of time.
Yeah, I think that's right. He's missed some time, but he's getting literally his legs under him. It's one thing I talked to Ruben about after the last outing, felt like that was happening with him. He's a veteran guy. He's pitched a long time and knows how to pitch, and now he's got the health, which feels like is in a good place, and he's feeling good. Now it's just a matter of just executing his pitches, which he has a lot of.
Have you ruled out IL for Jackson?
Have we ruled it out?
Is that still a possibility, just based on how he progresses?
We'll know more today. So I can't say definitively one way. We're just going to evaluate day to day and go from there.
Do you have an update on Michael King?
I don't. I'd like to get one because he's just in the process of doing a bullpen. So I'm curious to see how he feels and comes through it.
All right, there's your updates on Jackson Merrill. No guarantee that he doesn't go on the IL, but I'm leaning towards hoping that it's just like back by the middle of the week. If he goes on the IL, it's going to feel like a blow to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A blow
he's
that
had
we
a tough year with injury already.
that we don't need. We need him in there, and we need Michael King back. He can't come back at least till the 26th. But if he comes back on the 26th, that would be, that would be helpful.
That would definitely be helpful.
And let's be honest about this, too. Somebody pointed this out. The Dodgers whipped us this weekend with about 19 guys on the injured list. So that's got to be a bit of a concern for you as well if you're the Padres. They played minor leaguers at third base and second base yesterday. Those are flat-out minor league players, and they still whipped us. Their bullpen was okay this weekend, and they still have 4 guys on the IL. That's a little bit of a, they beat us 8 of 10. I mentioned it, Scrape. They're kind of our daddy. I don't like that.
I don't like that term either.
No. Do you have enough time to play Ryan O'Hearn? Because people need to hear this.
I think we should wait to the other
wait?
side because then we can discuss.
All right. More on Ryan O'Hearn, why he's not in the lineup tonight, straight from the skipper's mouth. And Gwynn and Chris gets you some traffic here.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
It was cool.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
Oh, how did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
what
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
Paris Hilton?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my goodness.
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No,
but I walked in, I got called into the office, and I sat down,
gosh.
and all my boss, I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew
said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
oh my God! I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not doing any job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
This was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson
thoroughly.
thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
yeah,
that's our guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw and how much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble? Or was that it was one of those banks got in trouble?
All of them get in trouble for selling information. But
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going on.
Curious.
I didn't check their account activity, which I could have. Been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh, yeah, you're not that bad.
Not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under these
I don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it. Well, I mean,
no, Screamy, we didn't. We didn't
really. Okay. Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information.
That's
unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious. Screamy.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
How long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in
hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it out.
He's trying to
what did
I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro. Yeah. I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
the original 5,000 in hundreds.
Yeah, well, he kept going like that, and then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And then at the end of the day, $3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got $3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I'm not a mark.
You are 1,000%.
I was actually the bank's
dog. They got you for 3 extra.
And that's the only time in my 8 years that I ever had anything happen like that.
I'm sure there are people who've been there 8 years that never had 0 taken.
Scrape, I got a 20 here. Can I get 5 5s, please?
I hate you guys.
Let's get to
that was one of the worst moments of my life, but you know what? It taught me a lot. Never trust anyone ever again.
You know what? You definitely have learned because you don't trust very many people.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
You are.
I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
Just I searched their name in the account system, and
what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
How did you get caught?
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged, and so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well, why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my god!
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
No.
But I walked in. I got called into the office, and I sat down.
gosh.
And all my boss. I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me.
You knew.
Said, "Did you visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're gonna have to write you up for this, and if you do it again, we're gonna have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible.
Man.
I took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity.
5:19 is the time. We have about 20 minutes, 15, and then we get to finally put this weekend behind us. It was as bad as you could have ever wanted it. Well, I mean, they didn't lose like 15-0, 3 games in a row. I guess
Felt
that would have
like
been
it.
more, but it felt like it. You're right, Scrape. It felt like it. It stunk. And I'm really, there is a big part of me that's tired of it. Like, the Dodgers kind of lording over us a little bit. But all we can do is beat the Giants and then, see if the Padres can return the favor this weekend. Do we have anything else to discuss?
I don't think so.
All right. We've given everything away and all that stuff.
We do have some tickets. Let me just make sure I'm saying this right before I say it. We have some Padres Giants tickets for Wednesday. We're going to give them out tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's show.
Yep.
Good. And we should remind everybody that we mentioned it once, but this Friday we're back out and about. Scraby and I again at the far corner. It's right across the street from Petco Park, 10th and J. Okay. The far corner this Friday. We get started at 2:00. They have a lot of food, drink specials. We'll tell you about those as the week goes along. But Scraby and I, this Friday, far corner, 10th and J.
For all you people that think that we hate you, because we were told that earlier.
Oh, we were.
Come out and visit, and you'll see how nice we actually are.
Thought we were pretty nice the other day at Islands.
We were very nice at Islands the other day, except for the people inside. Chris, when I was leaving, someone waved at me from inside, and that's when I figured out that everybody was inside. So I go inside, and they're like, "Yeah, we had to watch your YouTube from here." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I guess you got to get there early to,
There were people. The place was packed before I got there.
It was really crowded. Just share a little thing with you. My wife and her mom came. You knew that.
Yeah.
But they texted me and said, can you save us a table? You saw how that went.
Tables were already gone.
They came and they left because we didn't have save a table for my wife. Haven't heard the last of that, I bet.
Did you tell her that all of your adoring fans were there
I couldn't
first?
help it, honey. Could not help it.
Sorry. Anybody in my family, at least, you do not get a table if people are there to see the show.
It was adoring fans. All right. Lineup tonight is out. There's a lot of controversy out there for some reason, even though Tony and I and Scraby have given you at least 100 statistics to try to support Mike Schultz's decision. Everybody's still upset that Ryan O'Hearn is not in the lineup tonight against the left-handed starting pitcher. Iglesias is in there instead. Iglesias is playing third base tonight, which gives Manny the night to DH. And without Jackson Merrill, I think a lot of people thought he should, all right, put Ryan O'Hearn in left field and then put Laureano in center instead of Bryce Johnson. Well, here's what Mike Schilt had to say about it, and he was pressed on it by AJ Cassaville.
Ryan O'Hearn's had some pretty good numbers against lefties this season. Would you consider starting him against lefties, or is that you do him as a bench back against left-handed pitching?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a combination of things. Where would you have started him?
Places, there's options.
Right.
Necessarily like today or generally?
Today.
It's your call, not mine.
No, I'm just curious. Yeah, he's done fine. I mean, it's more about the reason I ask is I can answer the question more specifically, not.
And today there's two options. Obviously, like maybe left and Laureano center, or DH, but obviously Manny's there today.
He is there today. So Manny's been going pretty hard, and he's played up pretty much every game. So we're giving him a DH day, and Bryce has also swung the bat well against the lefties, and looking him to get an opportunity to go play and play some center field. So it's a really fair question and definitely consideration. Just want to be specific as to where that could have been. But, yeah, Ryan's done a nice job, and he is a great option for us off the bench.
Going forward, could we see that? Like, obviously, it's day-to-day, completely dependent. But...
Yeah, I think it's always going to be flexible. I mean, it's going to be relative to just the total picture of who we have on the club that day. So I think that's like every day, it's always a question of who's going to give us the best opportunity to go compete.
Okay. Take it up with Mike Schilt.
Well,
stop taking it up with Scraby and I. We don't make up the lineups.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I understand why people want to see it. I do. I don't think Mike Schilt is making a lineup based on favoritism in the clubhouse, which is what some are saying.
No,
Arise had 3 hits yesterday.
All
he
of a
had
sudden,
2
Mike
doubles.
Schilt really does not all that interested in winning games. Just pretty much kind of now interested in taking care of his buddies.
Well, that's what some think. I think that answer to me, he doesn't owe us an explanation, but I think that managers try to give us an explanation so that fans can understand it. I didn't get the answer that I was looking for in that explanation. I didn't.
What were you looking for?
I was looking for numbers. Oh, he does this against Robbie Ray, or actually against lefties, we like him in this spot, or blah, 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 blah. Iglesias last week hit a home run against Robbie Ray. So maybe that's why I know that Manny's DHing and Iglesias is playing third.
It's another reason to put Iglesias in there, though, isn't it?
It is. And I understand why you want to see Ryan O'Hearn.
I understand why you want to see Ryan O'Hearn also, because you think Ryan O'Hearn is a big, powerful slugger who can, knock the ball up against and over the fence, and he's a big, dangerous threat. Only against left-handed pitching, he's not. And I'm not going to keep repeating the statistics. Look them up yourself. He doesn't power the ball against lefties. His OPS is okay this year against left-handers. Pretty short sample size.
Yep.
They're not into using him against lefties. Neither were the Orioles when they had him.
In his career, he has not hit against as many lefties as he has righties.
And he hasn't done anything. He's hit 207 in his career against lefties, period. He's not a 300 hitter with big slug against lefties. Against righties, he's all that. Sorry, but the facts are the facts. This isn't an opinion.
All right, let's do a little bit
It's not an opinion anymore.
Let's do a little bit of devil's advocate. Would you have put Ryan O'Hearn in there to try to get something going? Like, why don't we give him 4 starts against the Giants? Why don't we give him those 4 games so he knows I'm in the lineup for 4 straight days?
Because tonight they're going to go with a guy who's been sitting on the bench and has been hitting lefties well, and they're going to have a lot better defense with Johnson in center and Laureano in left than if they put Laureano in center and Ryan O'Hearn, who's played 10 games in his career, in left. We already saw Gavin Sheets try to knock down the left field fence. I don't need to see Ryan O'Hearn do it. That's their decision. It's not opinion. It's fact. Padres are going to be better defensively tonight, and they're not going to lose anything offensively because O'Hearn on the bench against a lefty, they don't lose much.
O'Hearn's going to be right in that game, though, as soon as they get to the bullpen, most likely. Well, I guess Iglesias is playing third, so you can't really.
Don't be so
unless
sure.
you move Laureano to the center, you take Bryce Johnson
And
out,
then
and
you're
you
back
put,
with that again.
Yes,
it's not that
Manny
big.
DHing kind of.
You know what's so funny is we spent the whole day Friday. All we talked
So
about
happy.
Friday. No, we were happy, but the only thing we talked about was what are they doing with the pitching? And Peralta's going to start. And then they're going to bring Vasquez. And how are they going to do this? And what are they going to do? You know what? The pitching on Friday worked out perfectly. Peralta got the first 4, including 2 lefties. And then Vasquez came in and gave him 3 2/3 innings. And he wouldn't have given up a run if it wasn't for that bunt dropping out of the glove of Manny or off the side of his glove. Vasquez did fine. They did not lose that game because of that.
Can I give you here's some more numbers to prove, Chris.
Prove what?
That he shouldn't be in the lineup tonight against the lefty versus left-handed starters this year. Ryan O'Hearn platoon splits versus lefty starters. 23 games this season, hitting 226, 689 OPS. So there.
We
He's
don't need
facing
any
a lefty
more. We
starter.
don't need any more stats. He's hit 207 with 6 home runs in his long career against lefties. Against righties, he's at 75 home runs. He's a stud. End of argument.
I think it's kind of crazy we're talking about O'Hearn today and not about the decision to put Robert Suarez in the 8th instead of the 9th, which I thought going to bed last night would probably be the biggest topic of today.
It's certainly been discussed because it didn't work.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is, Chris.
But as we said, Schilt was looking at the matchups. Schilt felt his best guy was Suarez, and the Dodgers had their best guys coming up in the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he went with.
Yeah. And as it happened, I said the same thing to myself. I was like, he wants to try to close the game now, put Mason Miller in the 9th. Bada bing, bada boom. Padres.
Look, a tie game in the 8th inning, the Padres should win with their bullpen. You didn't see Vesia give up a home run to anybody. You didn't see Trinan give up a home run to anybody. You saw the Padres give up the home run. They lost. Padres lost. They didn't get the job done. Suarez came in, fell behind 2-0 to a guy that has been slumping the whole second half.
Yeah.
And then threw one of the worst pitches he's thrown all season. It was fast ball, a belt high, running on the inner third. Betts could have closed his eyes and hit a home run. This is a terrible pitch. Sorry.
You don't have to be
It doesn't matter who Schilt had in. The guy he had in can't make a pitch like that.
I agree with you, Chris. You can't throw a fastball down the middle and expect Mookie Betts, who, another thing that annoys me about baseball, guys can be terrible all year and then they come through when you least expect them to come through.
He's been struggling.
This hour is brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware on University Avenue in Hillcrest. The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware on University Avenue. That's twice. Get the popular Weber Travel Portable Gas Grill for as low as $349. Perfect for the beach, tailgating, or anytime. The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, where service still matters.
All right, you got 2 minutes left, Scraby. We're going to get off the Padres for a second. I want you to tell me who did ESPN put in their first rankings, power rankings NFL. Week and a half before the start of the season. I want your top 10. You don't need them in order. Tell me the 10 best teams in football right now, according to ESPN preseason power rankings.
I think the Commanders have to be there because everybody.
Commanders are number 6.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty high.
Lions
are 5.
Eagles
are 1. They won it last year.
All
You're
right.
going to put them on top.
Chiefs
are 2.
Broncos
11th. Didn't quite make it.
Okay, what about the 49ers?
15th.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
I didn't even think it was going to be that bad.
You finished last year,
I know,
Scrape.
and they're not looking great this year. Seahawks?
All right. Vikings are 10th. Let me give you a couple. Bills 3rd, Ravens 4th.
Okay.
Should have mentioned those two.
Maybe should have.
Yeah. So now we need 7, 8, and 9 on the power rankings right now. Two of the three were in the playoffs. One was not.
Two of the three were in the play. Buccaneers?
Buccaneers are not one of these teams.
Wow,
They're
okay.
13th. You're missing three, what ESPN considers to be dangerous teams. I'll give them to you.
Houston?
We're running out of time. Packers 7th. Rams 8th. Bengals 9th. Vikings 10th. 49ers 15th. Dolphins checking in with a solid 20. Who do you got? Worst team, 32nd ranked right now.
Oh, worst team? Got to be the Saints.
31st.
Who's 32nd?
The Titans for the moment.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. But the Saints, I watched a little bit. I mean, they're going to be lucky to win 2 games.
By the way, did you hear the whole controversy with the Dolphins and the Lions practice last week?
No.
Since I have a minute, I'll focus on my team. Evidently, last Wednesday, the two teams scrimmaged each other, and apparently the Lions destroyed the Dolphins in every category.
Oh, no.
Running, passing, rushing the passer, blocking, tackling. And people who saw the practice en masse wrote and said and tweeted, this was the biggest mismatch of two teams in a scrimmage I have ever seen. And the word got back to Mike McDaniels and how bad Miami was. Miami did go out and beat them on Saturday, but something for me to keep in the back of my mind that the Mike McDaniels, Club Med camp is not working anymore. And I just don't know if
he's got to win for that to work.
He's got to figure something out. I mean, to get annihilated that badly that everyone was talking about it. All right. Sam Levitt, get some of his thoughts. Pre-game show, get you ready for Scraby. Tony, we're back tomorrow. Fantabulous Sports Game Show.
And I've already lost enough, Chris.
Another loss for you tomorrow. Hopefully a win tonight for the Friars.